It's Friday, May 1st. Today on Your Morning Atlantic. By this time next year, Nova Scotians will be paying 7% more for electricity. We'll have details on the rate hike just ahead in your top news headlines.
And it's National First Responders Day. We'll speak with an author who's written a new fiction book that draws from his experience with PTSD. That's in our second hour.
Plus, fun for all ages. We're like a kid in a toy shop as we check out what's trending and timeless in spring toys. All that and so much more coming up on the Friday edition of CTV's Your Morning Atlantic.
Well, good morning. Happy Friday to you and happy May. Brand new month.
Happy May.
Oh, my goodness.
Poor Justin Timberlake.
Poor Justin Timberlake, nothing. Joey said it properly, so if he couldn't say it, that's on him.
Well, there's a wonderful energy this morning. Got a brand new month, hope. Lots of hope on the horizon, Friday vibes, and also we get to visit Brain Candy Toys.
Oh,
which
that
I
is
did not.
fun.
It's not. I visited a couple days ago when we did the shoot.
Yes.
And I will tell you, I put the puppets. There would be a wonderful selection of puppets. I went and asked if it's okay if we showcase the puppets.
I'm shocked.
Particularly an eagle puppet for Bruce and Suji.
Bruce and Suji.
Yeah, and because if they only had a little puppet for baby Helene.
Wouldn't that be perfect?
She's the little chick that hatched from the nest. Anywho.
She's a week old today.
Is she now?
Yes.
Happy birthday, Helene.
Happy birthday, Helene. You've been here in the nest for a week. Well, I mean, I get maybe a little bit longer than the egg, but.
Rain coming, when does it hit Cape Breton, do you know?
Today.
Like later today?
Today.
Okay, so it's Halifax hitting first. I just wondered, I wanted to see if the nest was like how the eagles are responding to the rain, but we won't be able to see that till later.
We might be able to see it a little bit. We're already seeing the rain here in Halifax, and it is a pretty fast-moving system. So, you know, by that 8 o'clock hour, Crystal, we might be able to see how the Eagles do in the rain. But as we take a look here today, it is a wet start to the day. A little bit cooler temperatures to start the day as well, as we can see. We won't see a huge increase in temperatures as we head throughout the day. Again, this low pressure system bringing with it some rain and some yucky weather. Now, we do have a special weather statement in effect, so significant rainfall. We could see up to 50 millimeters in certain areas of New Brunswick as well as Cape Breton. But the big ones are those yellow alerts. So we do have that rainfall warning, and we do have lace wet winds as well for parts of Cape Breton. So again, especially along the coastline in Nova Scotia, as well as along that Bay of Fundy coastline in New Brunswick, those are going to be the areas that are going to be impacted the most. So flash flooding could be a problem. Just make sure you're giving yourself that extra time on the roads because, again, with that significant rainfall, we could see some thunderstorms as well. So something to take into consideration as we take a look here at our visibility this morning. Again, lots of fog to start our day. I know we experienced that when we were coming in earlier, and we're going to continue to see that. It will start to dissipate a little bit later into the morning, but again, that fog is going to be with us throughout the course of the morning, and we will see an increase in winds as well as the system moves forward, although not a whole lot of gusting winds to contend with at this time. Of course, I'll have a full look at your weather forecast coming up in just a bit. For now, let's head over to Amanda for your first look at local news headlines.
Thank you so much, Brianne. And we begin with a big increase at the pumps for both gas and diesel as gas prices near the $2 mark. In Nova Scotia Zone 1, gas increased by 7.4 cents. The minimum price now $1.91.7 a liter. And diesel increased by 2.5 cents. The minimum price now $2.15.5. In Prince Edward Island, gas also increased by 7.4 cents. The minimum price now $1.96.5. And diesel increased by 6.9 cents. The minimum price now $2.31 a liter. And in New Brunswick, gas increased by 7.8 cents. The maximum price now $1.91.3. And diesel increased by 4.6 cents. The maximum price now $2.25.9 a liter. Well, it's now official. By this time next year, Nova Scotians will be paying 7% more for electricity. In a news release Thursday afternoon, the Nova Scotia Energy Board effectively approved Nova Scotia Power's rate hike request. Residential customers will start paying 3.1% more as of today and another 3.9% on January 1st. Businesses, large and small, will also see increases of various amounts. A fire has destroyed a business in Nova Scotia's Queens County. In a social media post, Loyal Prefabs in Brooklyn says Thursday's early morning fire resulted in the loss of their facility. The company creates modular homes. It says they are deeply shaken by the loss but intend to rebuild. As we told you here yesterday, Nova Scotia RCMP temporarily closed down part of Highway 3 due to the fire. CTV News has reached out to local fire departments for more information about the blaze itself. A vigil is planned for tomorrow at the RCMP branch in Stellarton, Nova Scotia, to mark 1 year since Jack and Lily Sullivan were last seen. As the 1-year anniversary approaches, RCMP spoke with reporters to assure the public it continues to follow leads and underline the message that misinformation is hampering that work. But that can be a tough line for people to navigate.
They were duty-bound to follow down all leads to either corroborate or uncorroborate that particular tip. It creates work for us that, of course, takes away from maybe better areas that we could focus on sometime.
In some person's mind, that may be real to them. They may not see that as something just getting in the way. They think something a lot of times rather than fact-based is something you actually know happened.
Last year, the Sullivan kids were reported having wandered from their home in Lansdowne Station. What followed was a multi-agency search, then a full-scale missing persons investigation. Despite the time that has passed, police still won't say whether this is an abduction or something else entirely. The province of New Brunswick is looking to bring more doctors into both health networks, expanding a program aimed at internationally trained physicians.
All in, we will have 44 graduates of this incredible program in a short period of time.
Premier Susan Holt, along with Health Minister John Dornan, welcomed a new group of doctors last night who have completed New Brunswick's Practice Ready Assessment Program, which helps internationally trained physicians become licensed and start work in communities across the province. The government also announcing it's expanding the program from 10 to 14 positions in an effort to improve access to primary care.
So each one of them will eventually take on a full roster of currently unattached patients. Every new physician we bring into this province, every new nurse practitioner we bring into this province helps ease the strain.
I already work as a professional doctor in Iran. I can say that, easily I can use my knowledge, utilize my knowledge and my experience from Iran and what I learned from the assessment, joined everything together.
The province says internationally trained physicians already make up nearly a third of doctors in the province, playing a key role in the healthcare system. Finally, talented design students at NASCAD were showing off for the professionals last night. The province says internationally, that's the wrong script. Let's get to this story. The graduate show for the school's Master of Design program is called Afloat Together, and they welcomed industry professionals to drop by and check it out Thursday night. Organizers say the so-called Industry Night celebrates the creative practices developed throughout the program.
I just got 2 awards from the Graduate Award 2026 of NASCAD. First is Thrive, the second is the final award. My project is SOCare, and today the award really gave me confidence that designer can really give social value and make difference to the society.
The graduate show has been open to the public since Monday. You can check out Afloat Together at the Mary Black Gallery on Marginal Road in Halifax for another week, if that's something that you would like to see. Congrats to the students.
So many exciting things happening there all the time.
Yes,
it's my favorite.
It's great.
Very talented students, teachers, and with May and it being the spring, oh my goodness, we're gonna have so many graduates soon.
Yes. Yes. Okay.
Season's almost here.
This, if you've missed it, this is a social media and kind of cultural phenomenon. The sights and sounds of sea lions in San Francisco, not out of the ordinary, but chonkers is. Yeah, that large sea lion is named Chonkers, nicknamed. It's a stellar sea lion weighing about 2,000 pounds. People are coming down to the docks to see him specifically. So if you are planning a trip to San Fran anytime soon, the best time of day to see him is early in the day or late evening. That middle of the day is when Chonkers likes to do his fishing.
Well, that's fair. Chonkers does need to eat.
Well, yeah.
And enjoys it.
It obviously really does love to eat. There's Chonkers.
Wow.
People it's like a social phenomenon right now, Chonkers.
So we're going to go to San Francisco.
I wish.
Yeah, of course.
We should go and check it out live.
We should.
Live reporting.
That would be amazing.
Necessary.
Definitely.
Yeah, Chonkers would win first prize at the county fair. That is for sure.
As the biggest pumpkin.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, still ahead, we'll have your national and international news headlines, and there is lots of rain in the forecast today, including some warnings. Brianne has all the details. It is a wet start to the day in Peggy's Cove, Nova Scotia, our iconic tourist destination. Forecast right after the break. Please stay with us.
Good morning, Moncton. 6:13, 6:43 if you're in Newfoundland and parts of Labrador. And yes, it is a little bit of a wet start to the day. Pretty much the name of the game as we head through this May 1st. At least it's Friday, and we are seeing some rain hanging around for the remaining parts of this morning. As we take a look here at temperatures, a little bit cooler to start our morning, and they're not going to get much better as we head throughout the day today. So we are going to see a little bit cooler than average type temperatures as we head throughout the day. But yes, the rain is the story as we continue on this morning. So we do have a weather statement in effect for the majority of that central portion of New Brunswick, as well as parts of Cape Breton and up in the Bathurst and Miramichi areas in New Brunswick as well. We could see up to 50 millimeters of rainfall, heavy at times. We also have 2 yellow alerts in effect. So we have Les Souhaits winds for Cape Breton. That's pretty much going to be throughout the course of today. We're going to see those easterly winds gusting up to 100 kilometers per hour. And then we also have significant rainfall with that yellow alert along the coastline for Nova Scotia and that Bay of Fundy coastline. So we could see some thunderstorms coming through. When those thunderstorms happen, we will see some more significant rainfall coming through. As we start our day, we are continuing to see fog throughout the region pretty much. That'll start to dissipate a little bit later this morning, but that is going to impact into your commute as you head throughout your morning. Now, watching this system, it is fairly fast moving, but it's pretty much going to be hanging around for the majority of today. So like I said, it will start to leave our area as we head into the evening tonight. But for today, it's mostly going to be a rainy situation heading throughout our day today. And then into Saturday, we'll see that system push mostly into Newfoundland and Labrador. And then we'll see pretty much some sunshine coming through. But as we take a look at our rainfall amounts now, we could see up to 30 millimeters of rainfall up in that northern portion of New Brunswick, as well as over in most of eastern Nova Scotia. So something to watch for the next 24 hours. Of course, that system's pushing into Newfoundland and Labrador, so we're not quite seeing it yet. With this system, once it starts to clear out, we will start to see those winds taper down, but we could see winds gusting up to 50 kilometers per hour while this system hangs around for the majority of today. But then, as I said, as it moves out of our region and into Newfoundland, we will continue to see those winds taper down. So looking at temperatures for today, ranging from 6 to 12. Again, thunderstorms along that Bay of Fundy coastline as we head over onto Prince Edward Island, ranging from 7 to 11, and again, that rain continuing throughout the course of today. Now, watching our forecast over here from 6 to 12 for eastern parts of Nova Scotia, and yes, those thunderstorms continuing. Again, slightly cooler temperatures than what we're used to seeing at this time of year. Mostly sunny conditions up in Labrador, but we will see some showers hitting into Labrador City as well as over into St. John's. However, time now to check in with Amanda for your look at international and national headlines.
Thanks, Brianne. U.S. President Donald Trump has signed a presidential permit to authorize a major new oil pipeline to carry Canadian crude across the border. The project will revive parts of the Keystone XL pipeline canceled by former U.S. President Joe Biden over environmental concerns. The red line shows the proposed Bridger pipeline from the Canadian border to Wyoming. The blue, which you see there, is the path of the canceled Keystone XL, Once the pipeline is complete, it would carry up to 550,000 barrels of oil a day from Canada and increase Canadian crude exports by more than 12%. The Energy Minister's office said in a statement, "We are aware of the issuance of permits to Bridger Pipeline and that the Government of Canada remains focused on strengthening Canada's position as an energy superpower." Canada will be the headquarters for a new multinational bank focused on defense and global security needs. It's a new venture designed to help smaller companies get big loans. CTV's Judy Trin takes a closer look at how the bank will work and who it helps.
As NATO nations ramp up to spend 5% of their GDP on defense by 2035, a new multinational bank with headquarters in Canada is being created to help smaller companies access loans to expand.
By pooling together, we're stronger financially, and it's a testament to Canada's reputation, Canada's commitment, Canada's financial expertise.
The Defense, Security and Resilience Bank could consist of 40 NATO nations and allies, all contributing to a funding pool of $135 billion US. It could employ 3,500 people.
Do you have in the Ottawa office?
This Ottawa technology company uses AI to help the Royal Canadian Navy analyze the moves of enemy ships. Anvil wants to expand to Europe and is hoping the multinational defense bank will open doors
and can help guide, successful companies like ours through that path. I think that's a major benefit for Canada, and I'm very hopeful that the DSRB will be that will be one of those conduits.
Where in Canada the defense bank will be located hasn't been determined, but the lobbying has already begun from Vancouver to Montreal to Toronto.
The right decision is here in Toronto. We have all the banks here, the financial sector here.
The national capital is also making a case.
The World Bank is in Washington. It's not in New York City. This is the place where defense innovation is happening.
At this point, there is no start date set for the new defense bank, and it's also unclear just how much each member nation, including Canada, will contribute to the pool of funds.
CTV's Judy Trin reporting in Ottawa. There are just 6 weeks to go until the World Cup, but politics are overshadowing the annual FIFA Congress in Vancouver. The Iranian delegation was notably absent after a diplomatic dispute at the airport this week. CTV's Andrew Johnson has details.
As delegates from more than 200 countries streamed into the first FIFA Congress held in Canada in 50 years, Iran was notably absent.
Members of the Revolutionary Guard rightly have been prohibited from entering this country, and they will not enter this country.
The head of the Iranian Football Federation was initially issued documents to enter the country and then reportedly turned away after landing in Toronto, prompting this question from Iranian protesters outside the Congress.
How was he able to get a visa in the first place?
A question also being asked of Canada's immigration minister, who took heat today from the opposition.
I'm definitely accountable, but I would not have been part of that decision-making process.
Inside FIFA's giant yearly gathering, its president confirmed Iran will be on the field in June for its scheduled games in the United States.
We have to unite. We have to bring people together.
Protesters say the team represents the Iranian regime, not its people.
There is not a lot of sympathy for that team in our community, not a lot of support.
Two other protests outside the Congress were watched closely by police and security, the first visible signs of a World Cup policing presence that will be the largest in Vancouver's history.
There will be on some days up to 1,200 police officers deployed between VPD, Calgary Police Service, Edmonton, and the RCMP is coming to help us as well.
This convention also acts as a warm-up for Vancouver ahead of hosting 7 World Cup games. One day after Ottawa committed an additional $145 million security dollars to be split between Vancouver and Toronto, the tournament kicks off in exactly 6 weeks. Andrew Johnson, CTV News, Vancouver.
Thank you, Andrew. Another break here on Your Morning Atlantic. When we return, we'll have your business headlines on this Friday morning, plus your messy moment from TSN. Please stay with us. We'll be right back.
this Friday. It's 6:25 and time now to check in with our friends at TSN Sports Center for today's must-see moment.
Matt Scooby in the Sports Center newsroom with your must-see moment from Thursday. For it, we head to New York. Nationals taking on the Mets. First inning, Juan Soto in a send one deep to right. James Wood drifting back to the wall, leaps up and steals the home run from Soto. He's listed as 6'6", making it look a little easier, though. Perfectly timed jump to make that grab and steal the home run. Claim your must-see moment from Thursday. And the NBA playoffs continue tonight on TSN. The Raptors trying to stave off elimination. They host the Cavaliers in Toronto for Game 6. Coverage begins 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 Pacific. That's all for now from the Sports Center newsroom. Have a great day.
This TSN must-see moment brought to you by J.R. Rahe's Furniture and Appliances.
I take that and raise them one Gwyneth Phillips save in the PWHL first game of playoffs. So better.
Well, that goes to show you why you do your stretches. When you're an athlete, you got to do your stretches.
You got to do your stretches. And if you are looking into business, well, we have those news headlines for you right now with our colleagues from BNN.
Manufacturing was strong in February. It expanded by 1.8%. That's the largest monthly expansion for manufacturing since January 2023. In that sector, both machinery and transportation equipment did well. There was also more crude production in Saskatchewan and Newfoundland and Labrador. Real GDP for March is expected to be flat. Here are the closing numbers for the day. The Canadian dollar's up to 73.62. West Texas Intermediate is up to 105.07. Western Canadian Select up another $4 to 82.76. And the TSX bounced back today, spiking 645 points. Those are your business headlines. I'm Marella Fernandez.
Well, taking a look here at your 3-day forecast starting in New Brunswick. Yes, that rain is hanging around pretty much the majority of the day. We will see that sun start to pop through in the early mornings of Saturday, but then you can expect some evening rain, and that's going to continue into Sunday as another low pressure system works itself into our region. So pretty good conditions temperature wise on Saturday, and then we see that drop back down with that other low pressure system moving into the region. In Nova Scotia, we are going to see some fog and some wind. Again, those showers hanging around for today. Mostly sunny skies for Saturday. And then, yes, that rain is moving in to the region for Sunday. Much the same over on Prince Edward Island. A fast-moving low-pressure system for today. We'll see that sunshine coming through for Saturday. And then into Sunday, cloudy start to the day and some rain.
Coming up this half hour, the Move Morning Chat. Today we're asking, what is something most people do with ease, but you've never learned to, and maybe you're a little bit embarrassed about it? A very raw and personal edition of the Move Morning Chat later this half hour.
We're going to get very open and honest in the next few minutes here on your Morning Atlantic. Good morning to you. Happy Friday. It is the beginning of May. A whole new month ahead. May 1st. You made it, even though we have those April showers, well, downpours to start the day. But we have Brianne Foley in for Latavia this morning to bring us that forecast.
Yes, it's a wet one.
Very wet.
Really wet, I guess. How wet is it, Brianne?
Well, I mean, you're going to want to stay inside if you can. But hopefully this turns into May flowers a little bit later into the month. But yes, as we take a look here at St. John's this morning, drier conditions for Newfoundland to start. We are going to see this low pressure system that's impacting into the Maritimes head over into Newfoundland and Labrador a little bit later into the weekend. So not too bad. A sunny day for most of Newfoundland and Labrador, but for the rest of the Maritimes, yes, rain is on its way. So we're seeing a little bit cooler temperatures, and that's pretty much going to remain the same as we head throughout the day today. So if you are heading out, just make sure you are bundling up and taking precautions, because we do have special weather statements as well as yellow level warnings in effect. So we do have significant rainfall coming 30 to 50 millimeters is possible, especially in that central portion of New Brunswick, as well as in that northeast corner of New Brunswick and into Cape Breton as well. Now, as for our yellow alerts, we have Les Sweat winds heading into Cape Breton. That's going to be for the majority of today. We're going to see those easterly winds gusting up to 100 kilometers per hour. So something to consider there. And then, of course, that significant rainfall warning for today. Heavy at times when those thunderstorms are going to be happening. That's pretty much along that Bay of Fundy coastline that we're going to see those thunderstorms happening. And then as we see along the coastline there in Nova Scotia as well. So take that into consideration. As we start our day today, we are continuing to see some of that fog that will start to dissipate a little bit later this morning as that rain moves in. But conditions this morning for driving might not be the greatest. So just give yourself some extra time on the roads. As we take a look here at our current winds, sustained winds are pretty high at this time, but we are seeing a significant increase in gusting winds throughout parts of Prince Edward Island and in the Moncton area. I'll have a full look at weather coming up in just a bit, but for now, let's head over to Amanda for a look at local news headlines.
Thank you, Brianne. It is official. By this time next year, Nova Scotians will be paying 7% more for electricity. In a news release issued yesterday afternoon, the Nova Scotia Energy Board effectively approved Nova Scotia Power's rate hike request. Residential customers will start paying 3.1% more as of today, and another 3.9% on January 1st. Businesses, large and small, will also see increases of various amounts. Speaking of increases, there was a big jump at the pumps for the price of gas and diesel as the gas nears the $2 mark. In Nova Scotia Zone 1, gas increased by 7.4 cents a litre overnight. The minimum price now $1.91.7. And diesel increased by 2.5 cents. The minimum price now $2.15.5. In Prince Edward Island, gas also increased by 7.4 cents. The minimum price now $1.96.5. And diesel increased by 6.9 cents. The minimum price now $2.31 a litre. And in New Brunswick, gas increased by 7.8 cents. The maximum price $1.91.3. And diesel increased by 4.6 cents. The maximum price $2.25.9 a litre. A vigil is planned for tomorrow at the RCMP branch in Stellarton, Nova Scotia, to mark 1 year since Jack and Lily Sullivan were last seen. As the 1-year anniversary approaches, RCMP spoke with reporters to assure the public it continues to follow leads and underline the message that misinformation is hampering that work. But that can be a tough line for some people to navigate.
They were duty-bound to follow down all leads to either corroborate or uncorroborate that particular tip. It creates work for us that, of course, takes away from maybe better areas that we could focus on sometime.
In some person's mind, that may be real to them. They may not see that as something just getting in the way. They think something a lot of times rather than fact-based is something you actually know happened.
Last year, the Sullivan kids were reported having wandered from their home in Lansdowne Station. What followed was a multi-agency search, then a full-scale missing persons investigation. Despite the time that has passed, police still won't say whether this is an abduction or something else entirely. A fire has destroyed a business in Nova Scotia's Queens County. In a social media post, Loyal Prefabs in Brooklyn says Thursday's early morning fire resulted in the loss of their facility. The company creates modular homes. It says they're deeply shaken by the loss but intend to rebuild. As we told you here yesterday, Nova Scotia RCMP temporarily closed down part of Highway 3 due to the fire. CTV News has reached out to local fire departments for more information. In Cape Breton, the search continues in the Highlands for a missing hiker from Australia. This is 62-year-old Denise Ann Williams. Search and rescue crews are looking for her after discovering her rental car at a Parks Canada visitor center near the Acadian Trailhead. Her family has not heard from her since April 15th. She's described as being 5'4" with blonde, grayish, shoulder-length hair. She was said to be wearing a dark winter jacket and is traveling solo. A day after Irving Oil and another company were slapped with environmental charges in connection with a major fuel spill at a gas station in Woodstock, the province has revised the actual amount of diesel that's been cleaned up so far. The Justice Department says crews have so far mopped up more than 200,000 liters of diesel. That's up from the 180,000 reported earlier this week. The leak was discovered at the gas station when a nearby restaurant noticed its well water tasted like fuel. The problem was eventually traced to a crack in a remote fill elbow. The province has since surveyed other gas stations in the province for similar problems. If convicted, Irving and Grant Enterprise Limited could face fines of up to $1 million. Finally, some entertainment news. Grammy winner Olivia Rodrigo is going on tour, and she's got 6 concerts scheduled for this country. The singer-songwriter recently shared the track Drop Dead. It's the lead single of her new album out in June titled You Seem Pretty Sad for a Girl So in Love. Rodrigo will hit the road in September with the Unravel Tour with 2 concerts each in Montreal and Toronto in October. She will also visit Vancouver for 2 shows in December. So what I'm trying to say is you'll have to travel to see her in this country because she does not have any Atlantic Canadian stops.
We could do a kind of internet campaign to try to get her here.
You know what? We could.
We could. But you know what?
That'd be pretty nice.
It would be fun. But anywho, she has fun fashion sense.
She does. And she's going to be on Saturday Night Live this weekend as well.
Woo! It's her moment.
Woo!
Love it.
Shine.
All right. Well, we have a fantastic contest to tell you about. Wake up and win with CTV Your Morning. We could pay your bills with a massive $20,000. Just imagine what you could do with an extra 20 grand. To enter, head to the contest page at ctvatlantic.ca or scan the QR code you are about to see along with today's code word. We got the system up and running again, people. So today's code word is rent. Just pop that in along with your information and yeah, you could win $20,000.
It's a very timely code word because it's May 1st, so rent
Exactly.
is due.
Rent the code word for today. If you were with us yesterday, we had a little system issue.
Sad.
Back on track today. So rent is your word, and we'll be back on track on Monday as well. We'll have the whole thing start again.
Good excuse to play the Rent musical soundtrack as well.
Well, there you
You
go.
could use that money to pay your rent. Look at that.
You
so
certainly
much,
could.
So much.
It all comes together. All right, it is Friday. That means some new movies are heading to the theaters. Devil Wears Prada 2. And
yay!
Maybe you could do that on a rainy day. We have your entertainment headlines, but before that, it's the Move Morning Chat. Did you know today's National Learn to Ride a Bike Day? So it kind of had us thinking, what is something that most people can do but you never learned? Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Yes, it is a rainy start to the day at Backrow Point in Nova Scotia. 6:44, 7:14 if you're in Newfoundland and parts of Labrador. And we're going to continue to see this significant rain in our region throughout the majority of today. Of course, a little bit less so over Newfoundland and Labrador, but we are going to continue to see it throughout the Maritimes. As we take a look here at our current temperatures, a little bit cooler to start the day, especially up in parts of Labrador and northern parts of New Brunswick. And we're not going to see much significant increase in temperature as the day continues because this low pressure system is moving into the region. A couple of cooler temperatures hanging around with it. So we do have that special weather statement in effect for parts of Cape Breton as well as that central portion of New Brunswick and that northeast portion of New Brunswick as well. Significant rainfall up to 50 millimeters is possible at times. And then, yes, we do still have that yellow alert in effect. So Les Suet winds that are going to be impacting in the Cheticamp area of Cape Breton. We could see those winds up to 100 kilometers per hour, gusting up to 100 kilometers per hour, rather. And as we continue throughout the day, of course, that significant rainfall warning, heavy at times, especially during thunderstorms along that Bay of Fundy coastline, as well as along the coastline in Nova Scotia. Now, we are continuing to see some fog impacting our morning as we start our day today, so take that into consideration if you do have to get out and about on the roads. watching the system. We're pretty much going to be blanketed in the Maritimes by 9 a.m. today. And then this system is going to hang around through the majority of today. Starts to give us a little bit of a break later into the evening. And then as we head into Friday night, that's when that system starts to push over into Newfoundland and Labrador. Still hanging around a little bit for Cape Breton into Saturday. So Cape Breton will continue to see a little bit more rainfall as we head throughout the day. Now, taking a look here at our rainfall outlook, the majority of that saturation, of course, in those places that are currently under that yellow rainfall warning. Mostly trace amounts here as we head throughout our next 24 hours for parts of Newfoundland. Taking a look at our forecast for today, temperatures ranging between 6 and 12. Again, those thunderstorms along that Bay of Fundy coastline, pretty much rain blanketing most of New Brunswick. We're continuing to see that push into parts of Prince Edward Island as well. Cape Breton will see some of those thunderstorms again along that coastline, and that's pretty much going to be the name of the game for most of Nova Scotia. We will start to see that clear out a little bit as we head a little bit later into the afternoon for parts of western Nova Scotia. Now, mostly sunny skies over in Newfoundland and Labrador. We will have some of those rains falls in Labrador City and a little bit over in St. John as well. But time now to check in with the Move Morning Chat.
It's the Move Morning Chat with Aaron and Peter. You hear the expression a lot, oh, it's just like riding a bike. Well, what if you don't know how to ride a bike? Aaron and Peter, tell us a bit more about today's topic.
Well, first of all, happy National Learn How to Ride a Bike Day, because we noticed that on our calendar. And it got us thinking about, what is something that everybody else knows how to do, but you can't do it, you never learned how to do it. I'm going to start us off with mine that has been an embarrassment of mine since I was a kid. Maybe most embarrassed when I was a kid, but as I get older, I continue to be embarrassed about it, but I'm not going to do anything about it. I can't skate, folks. I cannot skate. I cannot skate. I can't skate, and it bothers me, okay? I tried, and I remember like turning my ankle and it basically wrecking my ankle when I was a kid, and I was like, okay, that's it. It's never going to happen. So I never learned how to skate. I was a kid who was out on the pond in my boots while everybody else was skating around.
That's a tough one, Peter. I feel for you. Yeah, like I'm not a good skater. I can skate, but yeah, that's a tough one.
Yeah.
Poor Peter.
Okay, poor Peter. Something I don't know how to do, and it's not anything physical because I am excelling at everything physical.
Of course.
No, mine is I don't understand. I don't know how to read. I don't know how to use Roman numerals. I have no memory of ever learning this in school. Peter, we play a game called the $1,000 Minute. He uses them often in these questions and answers, and I'm looking at him like, how am I supposed to know that? I even host a local trivia night at a pub in Halifax, and the other night, one of the options were all these Roman numerals, and I said to the pub, I said, does anyone else not know how to read Roman numerals? And everyone went, we all know how. I'm like,
oh my
gosh.
How
do I not understand this? So that's mine.
I don't think that's normal, Aaron. I'm with you.
Yeah, I know, like whatever Super Bowl it is, like who's to say? They have like that's up for the. I just listen to what it is. I mean, I know 5 is V, and after that like VI B6. Like I know a few, but like to be able to read it masterfully, certainly not.
I know 911 is IXII because it was a joke in Hercules.
Oh, really? Oh, that's funny. That's good. Okay, for me, I actually do know how to do this now, but only because, and this is recent news, so I'll share it as a public service announcement. So, how to like politely put your fork and knife when you're done eating. So you are supposed to put them both like together at the number 4, like it's almost like they're like on the clock, sort of like both resting on 4. That's how you let the world know that you're done eating politely. And then you put, or you can put your, I guess your fork and knife like on the plate like this, and that means I'm still eating. It was because my kids were at somebody's house and they didn't know how to do it, and people were like, who raised you, wolves? And I'm like, I don't know that, and so please tell me. So anyway, for some people anyway, that's how you finish your meal politely.
Oh, boy.
Fork etiquette. Okay.
Yes, exactly.
Mine is actually, it was one of my New Year's resolutions to learn how to do this. I still haven't done it yet. Learn how to sew on a button.
Oh, my gosh. I keep meaning to teach you that, Amanda.
I know. My mother-in-law, too. Poor thing. I keep bringing her buttons that have fallen off things or are loose because I don't
really
know how
easy.
to do it.
You see this girl decorate cakes, like she's got this. It's just someone just got to show her.
Ugh.
Oh, we know. Yeah.
All right. That is my shame, and we're asking you, no shame at all. What is something, it's learn to ride a bike day. What is something everyone else seems to know how to do, but you just never learned? Do you agree with us? Is there something new? Send us a text at 10400. We would love to hear from you and share your answers a little later.
The #1 morning show in Halifax. Turk, Megan, and Amateur Alex. And home to the biggest artists. Halifax's #1 hit music station. 101.3 Virgin Radio.
Welcome back. It is 6:54 and time to take a little trip to Hollywood.
The long-awaited sequel, The Devil Wears Prada 2, arrives in theaters today, and star Anne Hathaway told ABC News about reuniting with Meryl Streep, Emily Blunt, and Stanley Tucci for the project.
It's the rarest thing in the world to get a call to say, hey, we're getting the band back together. We know it's been 20 years, but we've got a cool new sound. And we all listened to it and we said, we agree. That's worth risking the legacy of the first film.
Influential country artist David Allan Coe has died. He wrote Johnny Paycheck's #1 hit, Take This Job and Shove It, but is best known for his personification of the outlaw genre and singing You Never Even Called Me By My Name, a famous parody of country music stereotypes and cliches. He was 86.
This is not a date. This is a work dinner.
Kiss.
In the raunchy new rom-com Office Romance, Jennifer Lopez and Ted Lasso star Brett Goldstein play colleagues who put both their careers at risk when they start a not-safe-for-work affair. The film hits Netflix June 5th.
Hey, King of Rodeo.
And country superstar Tim McGraw is 59 today. And that's what's happening in Hollywood. Jacqueline Lee, ABC News.
Happening now in local news, Nova Scotia's Energy Board has approved Nova Scotia Power's rate hike request. It means beginning today, customers will start paying 3.1% more and another 3.9% on January 1st of next year. Plus, this will also cost you more, a big increase overnight at the pumps for the prices of gas and diesel. Gas is now nearing the $2 mark. We'll have the numbers just ahead. Plus, a historic church in Fredericton is taking steps to raise millions of dollars for major repairs. We'll have those details coming up next in your local news headlines. But first, it's a look at the 3-day forecast for the first 3 days of May with Brienne.
Thank you, Amanda. Yes, it is a rainy start to the month, although we will see some sunshine popping through as we head throughout our day on Saturday before another low pressure system moves into the region on Saturday night and into Sunday. So it's going to be a wet one today, but we will see that sun popping through on Saturday for New Brunswick. Much the same over in Nova Scotia. A little bit cooler temperatures in Nova Scotia, though, as we head throughout our Friday. Then we see that drastic increase as that sun comes out on Saturday, and then temperatures dip back down with this low pressure system coming through. Over on Prince Edward Island, yes, you guessed it, much of the same. We have that rain for Friday. That sun's coming through for Saturday.
It's Friday, May 1st, today on Your Morning Atlantic. By this time next year, Nova Scotians will be paying 7% more for their electricity. Your top news headlines on the rate hikes just ahead.
And it's National First Responders Day. We speak with an author who wants to help others living with PTSD. That and so much more coming up in this half hour of Your Morning Atlantic.
Hey, good morning, Atlantic Canada. You made it to May. Yay.
May already.
May? Oh, I know.
The 5th month of 2026. Didn't 2026 just start?
It did. I swear we're still in 2025, actually.
Sometimes it feels like it.
Yeah, it really does.
We're nearly halfway through the year. How's the year going for you two?
Fantastic.
Good.
Yeah, me too.
Busy.
I had a great year ripping by, and I feel like breaking out of my comfort zone and doing good things. That's what you want.
Absolutely. That I feel you there.
And it's your birthday month this month in May, so.
It's the month of May.
Oh, wow, a train going by the train station. This is a good shot today.
That is a treat.
I mean, that's a treat for you.
It is indeed a treat for me.
I feel like that's a good sign.
We'll be going to McAdam. I will be seeing this in person this summer. Yes.
As you can see, a foggy, wet start to the day, and that's pretty much the name of the game around our region. We do have low pressure entering into the Maritimes for today. We will see mostly sunny skies over in Newfoundland and Labrador for the majority of today before that system moves over into their area. As we take a look now, cooler temperatures to start our day than what we're used to seeing at this time of year. We do still have that special weather statement in effect for parts of Cape Breton and parts of New Brunswick. We could see significant rainfall up to 50 millimeters is possible throughout the course of the next 24 hours. And then we are also seeing that yellow level alert in effect issued by Environment Canada. So les souhaite winds are going to be gusting up to 100 kilometers per hour. Those are easterly winds coming through. And we are seeing that significant rainfall as well, especially along the coastline in Nova Scotia and that Bay of Fundy coastline over in New Brunswick. So could see up to 60 millimeters of rainfall. It's going to be heavy during thunderstorm hours, which we are probably going to see a little bit later this afternoon. Now, we can see that we are dealing with that fog, as we saw in McAdam a little bit ago, and that's going to continue throughout the course of this morning. And as we contend with winds, we are going to see those start to pick up, those gusting winds, as you can see, up to 44 kilometers per hour in the Halifax area, 39 in Charlottetown, 33 in Moncton. I'll have a full look at that forecast coming up in just a bit. For now, let's head over to Amanda for a look at news.
Thanks, Brianne. By this time next year, Nova Scotians will be paying 7% more for electricity. In a news release late Thursday afternoon, the Nova Scotia Energy Board effectively approved Nova Scotia Power's rate hike request. Residential customers will start paying 3.1% more starting today, and another 3.9% on January 1st. Businesses large and small will also see increases of various amounts. Significant road work on PEI's Confederation Bridge will now begin tomorrow. Here's a live look at the bridge. The resurfacing work will now begin on Saturday, May 2nd. Traffic will be reduced to one lane within the construction zone. And you'll want to plan ahead if you plan on crossing. Drivers can expect delays of 30 minutes to an hour. Drivers also being encouraged to avoid peak travel hours. That's between 10 a.m. until 4 p.m. The work is expected to last 2 months. A big increase at the pumps for the price of gas and diesel as gas nears the $2 mark. Beginning with Nova Scotia, Zone 1 gas increased by 7.4 cents. The minimum price now $1.91.7, and diesel increased by 2.5 cents. The minimum price now $2.15.5. In PEI, gas also increased by 7.4 cents. The minimum price now $1.96.5, and diesel increased by 6.9 cents. The minimum price now $2.31 a liter. And in New Brunswick, gas increased by 7.8 cents. The maximum price $1.91.3, and diesel increased by 4.6 cents. The maximum price $2.25.9 a liter. A fire has destroyed a business in Nova Scotia's Queens County. In a social media post, Loyal Prefabs in Brooklyn says Thursday's early morning fire resulted in the loss of their facility. The company creates modular homes. It says they are deeply shaken by the loss but intend to rebuild. As we told you here yesterday, Nova Scotia RCMP temporarily closed down part of Highway 3 due to the fire. CTV News has reached out to local fire departments for more information. A vigil is planned for tomorrow at the RCMP branch in Stellarton, Nova Scotia, to mark 1 year since Jack and Lily Sullivan were last seen. As the 1 year anniversary nears, RCMP spoke with reporters yesterday to assure the public it continues to follow leads and underline the message that misinformation is hampering that work. But that can be a tough line for people to try to navigate.
They were duty-bound to follow down all leads to either corroborate or uncorroborate that particular tip. It creates work for us that, of course, takes away from maybe better areas that we could focus on sometime.
In some person's mind, that may be real to them. They may not see that as something just getting in the way. They think something a lot of times rather than fact-based is something you actually know happened.
Last year, the Sullivan kids were reported having wandered from their home in Lansdowne Station. What followed was a multi-agency search, then a full-scale missing persons investigation. Despite the time that has passed, police still won't say whether this is an abduction or something else entirely. Christchurch Cathedral occupies a commanding position in the landscape and history of Fredericton, but its future has been in doubt. CTV's Nick Moore tells us why.
It is a National Historic Site which predates Confederation at the crossroads of Brunswick Street and Waterloo Row in downtown Fredericton. And now, the Christchurch Cathedral is at a crossroads itself.
There is quite a bit of urgent work needed, the primary bits being the roof and the spire and also what we call the clear story window. The question around that is it moving outwards or is it staying in? So the roof and the windows are the most pressing issues.
The church held a meeting about 2 weeks ago with members of the clergy and congregation to consider what should be done now. One option, to work with the cathedral as it is and wait until it becomes unusable. Another, to turn it over to a foundation who would take over ownership with an occupancy agreement with the congregation. The bill for repairs is estimated to be at least $17 million. The last major renovation at the cathedral was in the 1990s, but there's plenty that has stayed original for over a century.
If you look at the cathedral, the green roof, as opposed to the brown roof, was put up there in 1912. So it doesn't owe us anything.
The next steps will be forming a working group to get a major fundraising campaign off the ground to ensure that this cathedral remains firmly rooted in the capital. Nick Moore, CTV News, Fredericton.
Thank you so much for that, Nick.
It's a beautiful, beautiful church.
Iconic spot in Fredericton.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Well, we've got a contest to tell you about now. Let me put my pen down. Wake up and win with CTV Your Morning. We can pay your bills with a massive $20,000. And she's back, baby. It's all working today. So to enter, head to the contest page at ctvatlantic.ca or scan the QR code you're about to see. Simply enter today's code word along with a bit of info, and you've got a chance to win. Rent is the word of the day. Good luck to you. We want to see you win the cash.
Wrong musical.
Wrong musical, but
dang.
But we love that feeling. We love that vibe, the energy.
Right? Especially on a Friday, and especially when you hear the forecast that Brianne has for the first day of the new month. Let's take a live look right now at Somerville.
Beautiful.
Always beautiful in Somerville.
Yeah.
True, yeah, near Quarter Deck, not too far from White Point as well. But boy, is it a foggy day. You won't see much looking out there. Brianne has the forecast right after this.
Good morning, 712, 742 if you're in Newfoundland and parts of Labrador. And yes, we are taking a look at the Eagles this morning. Can't see the baby because it's hiding from the wind, and you can definitely hear the wind at this time. So start of the day is pretty dry over in Cape Breton, but we are going to see some wet weather coming through as we take a look here at current temperatures. A little bit cooler where the Eagles are nesting for today, so we are continuing to see that trend as we head throughout the day today. Now, like I said, we do have some wet weather ahead, and we have a special weather statement in effect for that. So that's going to be for today and into this evening. Significant rainfall expected, between 30 and 50 millimeters of rain possible. And then we also have some yellow alerts in effect. So we have laissez winds coming southeasterly, and those are gusting up to 100 kilometers per hour. We're also going to see significant rainfall, heavy at times with thunderstorms, and we could see up to 60 millimeters of rainfall, especially in the coastline of the Bay of Fundy as well as in the Nova Scotia coastline. Now, watching the system, basically by 9 o'clock, we're going to see it blanketing pretty much everywhere. That's going to start to push out of our region a little bit later this evening. Mostly going to see drier conditions over in western parts of Nova Scotia and New Brunswick. By tomorrow morning, though, that system will have pushed out of our region, staying a little bit in the Cape Breton area as it heads over to Newfoundland. But for the most part, we are going to see a mix of sun and cloud for the Maritimes on Saturday. As we take a look here at the next 24 hours, again, the majority of that accumulation of rain in eastern parts of New Brunswick and Nova Scotia, we will see pretty much trace amounts until that system heads over into Newfoundland. So taking a look at our forecast today, we are ranging from 6 to 12 degrees. Again, those thunderstorms along that Bay of Fundy coastline. As we head over onto Prince Edward Island, ranging from 7 to 11. Again, that rainfall continuing for the day. We are seeing 6 to 12 in eastern parts of Nova Scotia, and we are going to see 8 to 14. Again, those thunderstorms pretty much active throughout the western portion and central portion of Nova Scotia for today. We are continuing to see some sun shining through parts of Labrador. And yes, we are going to see a little bit of rain in Labrador City as well as over into St. John's. But for the most part, that sun is going to be shining today before that system moves over. Time now to check in with Amanda for a look at national and international headlines.
Thank you, Brienne. Police are trying to educate drivers on what modifications are allowed on their vehicles. CTV's Laura Brown in Fredericton looks at the rules on the road.
It can't make contact with the body.
This is livery and onions. Andy McNeil's race car. He tows it to raceways. It's a little low to take on New Brunswick roads. The auto repair shop owner says customers do ask for these types of modifications.
If it's done properly, there's really no reason why they shouldn't be done.
This week, the New Brunswick RCMP is educating vehicle owners on what passes the road test and what doesn't, like tinting windows to the point an officer can't see if a driver has a weapon, or lowering or lifting so much it changes how a vehicle handles.
If you're bringing your center of gravity up, you may be making the vehicle more apt to tip.
In this province, if you're pulled over and an officer suspects a modification is unsafe, they can ask for an updated vehicle inspection or even an engineering certification. You can also be fined $172.50 for overly tinted windows. McNeil knows the vehicle inspection guide like a well-oiled machine. He can tell people what gets the go-ahead down to the dimensions of your fender.
There are some people who are interested in modifying their vehicle and don't know very much about it, and that's why I've approached the garage to do it. And then the other side of things, there's people who do know a lot about it, and that's why they've also approached the garage to do it, so it's done properly.
But there are some aftermarket accessories and parts that may not pass the test, including for your insurance.
You need to let your insurance company know in advance of getting those modifications done and paid for, because you want to know if your insurance is going to be impacted in any way.
Some have ridiculed the RCMP for shining a headlight on the topic, but this officer says part of their job is traffic safety.
Vehicles need to be safe if they're on New Brunswick roads.
Laura Brown, CTV News, Fredericton.
Some families of the victims of the Tumbler Ridge, BC mass shooting have launched wrongful death lawsuits against OpenAI. Its founder apologized last week for not going to police when staff identified troubling online behavior by the shooter. And as CTV's Vanessa Wright tells us, it is raising questions around AI and whether more laws need to be brought in.
It's been nearly 3 months since 18-year-old Jessie Van Rootselaar gunned down 8 people in Tumbler Ridge, BC, before shooting herself. Some families of the victims now joining efforts in a massive lawsuit against OpenAI, claiming the company failed to warn authorities about the killer's troubling online behavior, even after OpenAI's own staff flagged it.
They brought this to the executives of OpenAI who ignored them. Who basically they were saying we should alert local authorities, in this case the RCMP, and they were told, at least that's the allegation, that no, we're not going to do that, just move on, there's no issue here.
Families are seeking $1 billion in their wrongful death case against the company and its founder, Sam Altman, rejecting his apology letter in which he vowed to work with government to prevent future incidents. But AI expert David Shipley says that simply doesn't cut it.
Because they're being treated like they're telephone companies. So telephone companies aren't liable for the conversations that happen between two individuals. That math doesn't make sense. It really doesn't make sense when the other end of the conversation is a tool that has been shaped to be sycophantic, to tell people that every idea they have is great.
Prosecutors have put forth a flurry of charges, one accusing OpenAI of aiding and abetting the killer, a case that could be successful if they prove the company had a responsibility to protect the public.
And I think that's where this lawsuit is going to struggle the most, is demonstrating that there is this obligation on these companies to protect the public from the actions of their users when they learn or have information that would reasonably lead them to believe somebody is about to cause harm.
An indication this is just the beginning of legal battles for AI platforms. Vanessa Wright, CTV News, Halifax.
Thank you, Vanessa. Quick break here on Your Morning Atlantic. Coming up next, Crystal will have a conversation about National First Responders Day. That's on the other side of this break. Please stay with us.
Welcome back. It's 7:22 and it is National First Responders Day, a day to honor the dedication, service and bravery of police, firefighters, paramedics and other emergency personnel. According to the Canadian Mental Health Association, roughly 12 to 23% of first responders will experience PTSD at some point in their lives. Our next guest worked as a paramedic and firefighter for years and uses real-life experiences in his new fiction novel, Shoebox. So joining us now is author and retired paramedic Sean Paul Bedell. Thank you so much for coming in.
Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure to be here.
Well, it's a pleasure to chat about your book, Shoebox. Now, you began your career as a firefighter, then became a paramedic.
Yes.
And I read in a wonderful interview with you, and you were saying that on your first day on the job, you walked in, you're like, whoa, this scene, somebody should call 911. Oh my gosh, that's me.
Yeah.
It really drove home the weight that paramedics face, or any first responder faces when they get onto a scene. What is that like?
For sure, and that's just one call of many.
Yeah.
That add up. Yeah, it's you need to bring order into chaos, and that's a very weighty responsibility.
And maintain calm and composure.
Yes.
You know, I know you're trained to do that, but I bet it's not always easy.
It's not always easy, but your training does kick in. We train and we drill constantly for all these scenarios, and by practicing and knowing what our protocols are, that's when the panic level rises. You can go back to, what is my training? What am I supposed to do with this particular situation? And that brings calm to yourself, which can then help calm the scene.
But you are a human being, and that's what this book is all about. And I understand that you were never officially diagnosed with PTSD, but you've said that the experience of the darkest days of your career do sometimes come back to haunt you at times you don't expect. What's it like to live with you know, a day where you would face calls where things didn't always work out well?
Certainly, and there was many of those. There was many where they worked out very well, and we carry those with us as well. There's calls that I still remember. Certain things will conjure up those memories. I found for myself, writing the book was very therapeutic for me to exercise some of those feelings and thoughts. I'm very proud of the work that I did as a paramedic. I'm very proud of some of the great calls, but I can't neglect that there was calls that didn't always have a great outcome.
Well, it's really an interesting experience because the book is written in the first person, but it's not you. You're not you, but you've drawn from so many experiences. So where did you draw from the experiences? Because people assume it's you because the voice seems very authentic.
Of course, and I mean, I did work as a paramedic. I did work on the Eastern Shore in Nova Scotia, all those sorts of things. So there's definitely some realism there, but the characters, and not just Steve, the main character, all of them are composites of people that I've known or worked with, and some of the calls that I've done as well are all kind of mingled in there to give the effect of realism, but also to move the story ahead. It's very structured and purposeful to tell the story.
Well, writing a novel is no easy task for anybody, so congratulations on that. What do you hope people, I know you said the book was healing to write, but what do you hope people get out of reading the book?
I think the same sort of thing. I think I hope an understanding of that first responder world, not just paramedics, but firefighters, police, search and rescue, and understand that when we arrive on what's a very bad day for that family, we don't want to diminish what that family is experiencing, but some of the first responders carry a little bit of that times every call they do with them. So just an understanding that first responders, paramedics are humans, they're there to help, but they may need a little bit of help afterwards. And also, as with my all my books, I hope that it's a story of hope.
Yeah, well, thank you so much for coming in today, Sean.
Thanks so much for having me. Really appreciate it.
Shoebox by Sean Paul Bedell is available at bookstores everywhere. We put more information on our website. And now we have time to turn over to Brienne for a 3-day forecast.
Thank you, Crystal. Yes, starting in New Brunswick, we are seeing that rain continue for the majority of today. Into Saturday, though, we will see that sun popping through, increasing cloud cover and some evening rain. That will stick around into Sunday as well, and we do start to see those temperatures dip back down with that low pressure system coming in for Sunday. Now, taking a look over in Nova Scotia, we are continuing to see that rain falling for the majority of today. We will see a little bit of gusting winds coming through. Into Saturday, though, that sun is going to be shining once this low pressure system moves itself out of our region. And then, yes, into Sunday, we're going to start the day off cloudy and then see those showers coming through. Much the same over on Prince Edward Island. We're going to continue to see that rainfall for the majority of today. We will see some sun popping through for Saturday before more rain and more cloud cover comes in on Sunday.
Coming up this half hour, a tour of what's coming up at the Art Gallery of Nova Scotia. We get a sneak peek at the exhibition schedule at the Art Lovers Paradise. All will be revealed a little later this half hour.
Join us. It's warm and dry in here. It's cozy in the studio. Maybe not where you are outside. This would be in Cape Breton today where we put the wood stove on.
Ooh,
I bet a lot of wood
cozy.
stoves are fired up this morning.
Fired right up.
It's a great day for a book.
A great day to
It is a great day. Oh, can you imagine being right now, the rain outside, you're by the wood stove with a book?
Yes.
Cozy.
Oh,
that's as soon as you said wood stove, I was like,
dream.
that's where I've gone.
Sounds so nice.
Quick wood stove note at my in-laws' place in Cape Breton. In the summertime, the wood stove is just a place to put all paper garbage.
Oh,
so it gets pretty full. There's this kind of section of the wood stove, and then there would always be the day that my father-in-law would light the garbage.
Light the garbage.
Yeah, so it'd be kind of like heat up the kitchen for a second, so we'd all kind of be warm to go inside or whatever. But it was a dramatic moment.
I love it.
I believe it. Yeah, very. Yeah. Everyone gather round.
Everyone gather round for the summer wood stove burning, but for the winter and late spring wood stove burning, it's welcomed.
It's welcomed, yes.
You know, sometimes you feel a little guilty staying inside when we truly do get those nice days. So if you stay inside today, maybe we don't feel as guilty. Is that
okay? This is a double-decker gazebo in St. John.
Yeah,
when I went there, I explored. There's no visible way to get up to the second floor, so that's only for people who've got a special ladder.
That's on the top of King Street.
It's wonderful.
It's a great park to
I
walk
feel
through.
like you could have gotten up there, Crystal.
Not legally.
Well, all right then. We'll stay on the ground, feet firmly on the ground, as it's going to be a wet one as we head throughout the day today. We will see significant rainfall in the region. Taking a look here at current temperatures, not going to increase much higher than what we're seeing right now for the Maritimes. We'll get a little bit warmer, though, over in parts of Newfoundland and Labrador as the day progresses. But as I said, yes, that rain is coming. We do have a special weather statement in effect for central parts of New Brunswick as well as parts of Cape Breton. So significant rainfall up to 50 millimeters is possible for today. And then, yes, we do still have some rainfall warnings in effect. And that's actually changed from earlier. It was a special weather statement for the Bathurst area, and now we are seeing that Bathurst and Miramichi are seeing that yellow level alert. So we could see up to 60 millimeters of rain, especially when it's heavy during those thunderstorms. So something to consider if you do have to head out and about today. Hydroplanking can be an issue if you are driving on the roads today. Take that into consideration. And yes, the Lesuette winds in parts of Cape Breton, those are going to be gusting up to 100 kilometers per hour. So again, just make sure you're giving yourself enough time if you do have to get out and about on the roads. I'll have a full look at the forecast coming up in a bit, but for now, let's head over to Amanda.
Thank you, Brienne. By this time next year, Nova Scotians will be paying 7% more for electricity. In a news release Thursday afternoon, the Nova Scotia Energy Board effectively approved Nova Scotia Power's rate hike request. Residential customers will start paying 3.1% more as of today. and another 3.9% on January 1st. Businesses large and small will also see increases of various amounts. Another increase, too, at the pumps for both gas and diesel. Beginning with Nova Scotia Zone 1, gas increased by 7.4 cents. The minimum price now $1.91.7, and diesel increased by 2.5 cents. The minimum price now $2.15.5. In PEI, gas also increased by 7.4 cents. The minimum price now $1.96.5, and diesel increased by 6.9 cents. The minimum price $2.31 a liter. And in New Brunswick, gas increased by 7.8 cents. The maximum price now $1.91.3. And diesel increased by 4.6 cents. The maximum price now $2.25.9 a liter. Significant road work on PEI's Confederation Bridge will now begin tomorrow. The research Saturday, May 2nd, traffic will be reduced to one lane within the construction zone. You'll also want to plan ahead if you do plan on crossing. Drivers can expect delays between 30 minutes to an hour. Drivers also being encouraged to avoid peak travel hours. That's between 10 a.m. and 4 p.m. This work is expected to last 2 months. A vigil is planned for tomorrow at the RCMP branch in Stellarton, Nova Scotia, to mark 1 year since Jack and Lily Sullivan were last seen. As the one-year anniversary approaches, RCMP spoke with reporters yesterday to assure the public it continues to follow leads and also underline the message that misinformation is hampering that work. But that can be a tough line for people to navigate.
They were duty-bound to follow down all leads to either corroborate or uncorroborate that particular tip. It creates work for us that, of course, takes away from maybe better areas that we could focus on sometime.
In some person's mind, that may be real to them. They may not see that as something just getting in the way. They think something a lot of times rather than fact-based is something you actually know happened.
Last year, the Sullivan kids were reported having wandered from their home in Lansdowne Station. What followed was a multi-agency search, then a full-scale missing persons investigation. Despite the time that's passed, police still won't say whether this is an abduction or something else entirely. The province of New Brunswick is looking to bring more doctors into both health networks, expanding a program aimed at internationally trained physicians.
All in, we will have 44 graduates of this incredible program in a short period of time.
Premier Susan Holt, along with Health Minister John Dornan, welcomed a new group of doctors in Moncton last night who have completed New Brunswick's Practice Ready Assessment Program, which helps internationally trained physicians become licensed and start work in communities across the province. The government also announcing it's expanding the program from 10 to 14 positions in an effort to improve access to primary care.
Each one of them will eventually take on a full roster of currently unattached patients. Every new physician we bring into this province, every new nurse practitioner we bring into this province helps ease the strain.
I already work as a professional doctor in Iran. I can say that, easily I can use my knowledge, utilize my knowledge and my experience from Iran and what I learned from the assessment, join everything together.
The province says internationally trained physicians already make up nearly a third of doctors in the province, playing a key role in the healthcare system. Seems Banksy is back, and this time with a statue. Across the pond, Banksy has confirmed he's behind a large statue that mysteriously appeared in the heart of London. It depicts a suited man marching off a pedestal with a flag smothering his face. It's an apparent commentary on the idea of blind patriotism. The statue has been drawing crowds to London's Waterloo Place since it popped up in the early hours of Wednesday morning. And the artist took credit for the work. In a humorous video posted to his Instagram page on Thursday, it showed workers erecting the statue under the cover of night. And London authorities, they have erected barriers around the statue as well, because it's getting a lot of attention.
How do you just
Banksy
put that in place? There's that's heavy. I think it looks like it's cast, not carved. Looks like cast, like I don't know.
Yeah, yeah.
Want to go lift it? Let's go see.
It'd be very heavy, yeah. It would like require heavy equipment and stuff. I don't know how that just pops up. But.
Yeah, how does it just happen? Listen, if you love art, stay tuned this half hour because we're going to go to Art Gallery of Nova Scotia.
Yeah. We want to remind you about the Move Morning Chat, too. The question today is, it's Learn to Ride a Bike Day, actually. So what's something everyone else can do, but you just never learned? I do know how to ride a bike. You do. All of us do, I think.
I know how to ride a bike.
Yeah. Brianne, what's something that everyone else seems to do, but you haven't learned?
I don't know. I'm great at everything, so.
Wow.
That's good.
We know
that's good.
We know there's got to be something.
There's definitely something. I just literally cannot think.
It's one of those things.
I love that. You are good at a lot of things. It's true, especially sporty things.
Very sporty things.
Yeah.
Yeah. Poor Peter was saying he can't skate. Aaron can't read Roman numerals. I can't sew a button.
Yeah.
And
there's got to be things I can't do besides the proper cutlery thing.
Oh, right, proper cutlery. Yeah.
Well, you know what? Here's a little interesting thing. Okay, this is neat. It's a little mark left on an ancient brick tells us a lot about the art of sandwich making through time. Yeah, no, this is actually a true scientific study. The imprint was left on a mud brick found in Georgia off the coast of the Black Sea. It's believed to be the earliest known trace of bread wheat. So research suggests people were making bread as far back as 8,000 years ago. So this region also developed winemaking around the same time. So bread and wine, they had it all figured out.
Yeah. There you go. I can't make bread.
Nor can I. When that
when that whole like sourdough thing
movement came.
Yeah, so instead I just go to the farmer's market on Saturday and buy my bread there.
Ooh, get the fresh bread too.
Love sourdough.
Remember, so there you go. That's something I can't do that everybody else seems to learn.
There you go. I remember it was so hard to get yeast at one point during the beginning days of the pandemic.
Yeah,
it's true.
Back in the day.
Back in the day. That's in the past. We're looking ahead to the future. It's the first day of May, and it's a wet one. Brianne has more details on the wet weather and how much we can expect to get. And then why don't you go inside for a little stroll in the Art Gallery of Nova Scotia? It's unveiled its full exhibition schedule earlier this week. We got a preview, and we are going to share it with you right after this.
Good morning, Burncoat Head. 7:45, 8:15 if you're in Newfoundland and parts of Labrador, and it never looks like a bad day at Burnt Coat Head Park. So I love it, but we are going to continue to see some gray skies and some rain coming through the region as well. We're having some cooler temperatures to start the day as well, cooler than what we're used to seeing at this time of year. And we won't see that much of an increase of temperatures for today with that low pressure system impacting into the region. Now we do have special weather statement in effect, so significant rainfall is expected for parts of Cape Breton and central parts of New Brunswick, and we're also seeing some yellow level alerts as well. So Les Suet winds are going to be gusting southeasterly up to 100 kilometers per hour, and we are expecting to see significant rainfall, especially along the coastline in Nova Scotia, that Bay of Fundy coastline, and up in Bathurst and Miramichi areas of New Brunswick. So that has been elevated to a yellow level alert from just a special weather statement. So we could see up to 60 millimeters of rainfall, especially during those thunderstorm hours. Watching this system come through, like I said, we're pretty much going to be blanketed with it by 9 a.m. today. It's going to hang around through the majority of today, which is why we're seeing those weather statements in effect, as well as that weather or that yellow level warning really hanging around into the early hours of Saturday morning, especially in that Bathurst and Miramichi area, as well as over in parts of Prince Edward Island and Cape Breton. It's going to stick around for the morning in Cape Breton as well before pushing into Newfoundland. So something to consider if you do have to get out and about. Hydroplaning can be a problem, especially with that significant rainfall, so just make sure you are taking that into consideration. Taking a look here at our forecast, we are seeing temperatures ranging from 6 to 12. Again, those thunderstorms along that Bay of Fundy coastline are in effect. We will see temperatures 7 to 11 through Prince Edward Island, some more significant rainfall. Continuing that theme over in Cape Breton and eastern parts of Nova Scotia, 12 to 6 degrees. And then we are seeing those warmer temperatures in the Shelburne area, but again, thunderstorms and that rain continuing to fall for the majority of today. Over in Newfoundland and Labrador, we are going to see temperatures ranging from 5 to 13 degrees. Mostly sunny conditions, a few scattered showers in Labrador as well as over in St. John's. And as we look at our timeline for Saturday, so Saturday, we'll see pretty clear skies. We are going to see some increasing cloud cover coming through into the evening, some scattered showers through central parts of New Brunswick. The majority of that system, again, pushing into Newfoundland and Labrador. And then Sunday, we are going to see another low pressure system coming from western parts of the United States and Canada, as well as the Atlantic Ocean, pushing in the early hours of Sunday morning. And we are pretty much going to be blanketed for the majority of Sunday. That system is going to hang around a little bit longer. So we can expect to see that system sticking around into Monday as well. So as we continue on to our evening, again, yeah, significant. It's going to be a cooler temperatures as well as the system pushes in. So we could see a little bit of mixed precipitation, not necessarily the start we wanted to May, but it is going to move rather quickly through. So we will have to deal with it into Monday as well. But if you're looking for something to do this weekend, why not check out an art gallery?
We're here at the Art Gallery of Nova Scotia, and we are just launching 8 new exhibitions with artists such as Alex Colville, Mary Pratt, Kent Monkman, Joan Jonas. So we're really excited about these new exhibitions coming up. Some of them are on view right now, such as the one that we're in right now, Harold Cromwell's On the Matter of Memory. But some of them will be installed in the coming months. Harold Cromwell is an African Nova Scotian folk artist. He got started when he was back from the war. He served in World War II in one of the battalions there, and he returned to Debert, Nova Scotia in a hospital, and a nurse gave him a pen to just draw with, and he just started drawing, kind of went from there and learned on his own how to draw with no formal training. So a lot of his work tells the important stories of Black history here in Nova Scotia. Another exhibition that's adjacent to this one actually is Annika Sinclair, a recent graduate from NASCAD University from the ceramics department. So she makes these actually ceramic plates using memory and remembering her family's cottage. We have a new rate for anybody who's 25 and under. Nova Scotian can get in for free. And we also have a $28 annual access pass that's available for all Nova Scotians. It's a lovely way to spend an afternoon here and check out some work about contemporary Nova Scotian artists. We have pretty much everything from folk art to contemporary art here. Come and check us out at the Art Gallery of Nova Scotia.
All right, so Crystal, experts say it's going to be a fantastic year for ticks.
Oh, all right. They're giving people and pets a heads up that the need to protect against the pests is greater than usual. CTV's Paul Hollingsworth has more.
Many Canadians are now spending more time outside, and Donna Lugar is reminding people tick dangers are re-emerging this spring.
I was in bed in the dark because I had a light sensitivity.
Lugar was diagnosed 14 years ago with multiple tick-borne illnesses. She's urging all Canadians to avoid ticks and the diseases they carry.
You have to make the tick checks a part of your daily routine.
Biology professor Vet Lloyd says bites from black-legged ticks are the most dangerous.
They're going to be spitting into your bloodstream pathogens, disease-causing microbes, bacteria, viruses that they've picked up from the wildlife.
Based on recent medical research, tick-transmitted illnesses are overwhelmingly Lyme disease, but there are others to watch for.
Anaplasmosis, babesiosis, and actually last year we started to see in the most southern part of Ontario something called Rocky Mountain spotted fever.
Each are treatable and they come with a multitude of symptoms.
Fatigue to varying extents. Some people have bone and joint complaints where they have inflammation of various joints. Sometimes it's migratory. Some people can have nerve pain.
Lloyd believes the recent harsh winter has led to an increase in the tick population because deep snow serves as an insulating blanket.
They spend the winter in the top surface of the soil, waiting for it to be warmer again.
Which is basically now. According to Vet Lloyd, mid to late April marks the beginning of tick season for many parts of Canada. Lugar agrees with Lloyd, but also warns because of the fluctuation in Canada's climate,
they can be active any month of the year.
Which means she fears Lyme disease and other tick-borne illnesses are becoming a year-round concern. Paul Hollingsworth, CTV News, Halifax.
Health and medical news now. More research suggests it's better to reach for fresh food instead of ultra-processed options. One of the topics in Your Health. New research suggests even small amounts of ultra-processed foods may impact your brain health. According to a study published in the journal Alzheimer's and Dementia, increasing daily intake by just 10%, equal to about a small bag of chips, was linked to a higher risk of dementia. And researchers say that's the case even if you normally eat a healthy plant-rich diet. The study also found ultra-processed foods have a negative impact on attention spans. Experts say those foods, often high in sugar, salt, and fat, may lack key nutrients needed for brain function. Researchers say there is a silver lining. Cutting back and replacing those foods with whole, minimally processed options may help lower the risk over time. Finally, hearing aids may soon be available over the counter in Ontario. The province is considering a regulatory change which would allow Ontario residents with mild hearing loss to buy devices without a prescription. Ontario's Health Ministry launched a 30-day consultation on the idea. Health Canada recently issued medical device licenses for some wireless earbuds that have built-in hearing aid capabilities, but Ontario law currently bans selling a hearing aid unless it's prescribed by a doctor or audiologist.
And now we'd like to introduce you to the Maritimers who are marking milestones today. It's the 50th anniversary for Ian and Daphne Tufts of Kerrville, Nova Scotia.
Oh my gosh, what a great photo.
Oh my gosh, I love it so much.
That's beautiful. Thank you for sharing with us.
Absolutely stunning.
And it's the 50th anniversary for Shelley and Danny Kavanaugh of Truro. Wow, I love the heart-shaped frame.
So cute.
Oh, that's a great shot taken 50 years ago.
Happy anniversary. It's also a 100th birthday for Rita Cummings of Hampton, New Brunswick.
Oh my gosh, happy birthday. 100th birthday. We need to change that graphic there. 100 years. Rita looks fantastic.
She does look fantastic.
And now to the Maritimers who are marking milestones tomorrow. It's a 100th birthday for Kathleen Eisner from Greenwich, Nova Scotia. Happy birthday, Kathleen.
Oh my gosh, I love that outfit, Kathleen. Looking stunning on your birthday. To see your milestone again or to find out how to submit one, visit our website by scanning the QR code on your screen, and a reminder that milestones must be received 2 weeks in advance. Checking in on our 3-day forecast for the weekend now. Yes, it is going to rain. We are continuing to see that rain for the majority of today. We will see that sun start to pop through for Saturday, and then we will see some scattered showers through central parts of New Brunswick as we head throughout the day on Saturday. And then into the evening, we'll start to see another low pressure system push its way into the area. So we will continue to see rainfall for Sunday. Much the same over in Nova Scotia. We are continuing to see that rain falling. We do have a couple of warnings in effect as well. Into Saturday, though, sunny skies and a high of 16. So a beautiful day to get out and about on Saturday before that rain pushes into the region on Sunday, bringing with it some cloudy conditions. And yes, those showers once again. Over on Prince Edward Island, yep, you got it. Rain for today. A mix of sun and cloud as we head throughout the day on Saturday. And then Sunday, we'll start to see that rain push into the region.
The #1 morning show in Halifax. Turk, Megan, and Amateur Alex. And home to the biggest artists. Halifax's #1 hit music station. 101.3 Virgin Radio.
It's Friday, May 1st. Today on Your Morning Atlantic. By this time next year, Nova Scotians will be paying 7% more for electricity. This after a rate hike was approved. We'll have details just ahead in your news headlines.
And the garden guide. Get your green thumbs ready. We're heading back to Halifax to see what we can be doing right now while we wait for the growing season to kick into high gear. Those stories and so much more coming up in this half hour of Your Morning Atlantic.
Good morning. Thank you for joining us. The tulips in the garden, they're starting to get closer to popping. I can't wait. Notice a lot of daffodils, too.
I love daffodils.
Starting to sprout.
You mentioned the tulip thing, and every time I see a tulip on the way, I think of you, Amanda.
I've been ingrained in your brain.
They're almost there.
Oh, I can't wait.
What's your favorite spring flower?
So growing up in Ottawa, probably tulips, because the Tulip Festival happens every single year.
Oh, very
and it's
nice.
Absolutely stunning, of course, getting them from the Netherlands into Ottawa, and it's just so beautiful.
I would love to see that.
I recommend it. It's worth a trip to Ottawa just for that, honestly.
Yeah, and they give us like 20,000 bulbs every year. So
every year. They're gorgeous. They come in different colors. So like that's my like core memory of like spring.
Yeah.
Like, that's spring to me.
It's like in that movie Elf when he's looking at the Christmas tree in the department store window. It's like, that's beautiful. That's Amanda like in someone's garden. And then Brienne shows her the great tulip garden in Ottawa. There's a big one, Amanda.
Yes. That's a big one. My poor neighbor across the street, she goes, a bunch of deer bit off all the tulip heads, and she wasn't getting much with all the shade in her garden. And she says, I keep looking at your tulips. They're going to look nice.
Aww.
Oh.
It's okay.
Well,
the deer will eat yours too.
Like you already said it today. No, they won't.
They'll come back.
They will not. And I like the deer anyway. But it's a tough. It's a challenge. Anywho, you said earlier May showers bring May flowers. Hopefully, it will bring those tulips on.
Yes. Yeah.
Everywhere.
I mean, we are going to get a good saturation. You know, if that's what we want, the way we want to phrase it. Because we're a glass half full here. So you know what?
Especially with all that rain, just put a glass out there.
Exactly.
It'll be a full in no time.
Overrunneth, I think, would be the correct term. But yes, as you can see, we already have those gray skies. We already have that rain coming down for certain areas through the Maritimes, and that's pretty much going to continue for today. Again, cooler temperatures today with that low pressure system, so we're not going to see a huge increase in temperatures, especially through Nova Scotia and the southern portion of New Brunswick. We'll get a little bit warmer over in parts of Newfoundland and Labrador, as well as Cape Breton for today, but still going to be a little bit cooler, a little bit wetter as we head throughout the day. Yeah, we do have that weather statement in effect for central portions of New Brunswick as well as over into Cape Breton. But the big ones are those yellow level alerts. So lay sweet winds, again, continuing for today, gusting up to 100 kilometers per hour. And then that significant rainfall warning. We are going to see it heavy at times, especially during thunderstorms, and could see up to 60 millimeters in certain areas during those thunderstorms, mostly into parts of eastern Nova Scotia, as well as up into that northeastern portion of New Brunswick. Of course, I'll have a full look at that forecast coming up in just a bit, but for now, let's head over to Amanda.
Thanks, Brienne. By this time next year, Nova Scotians will be paying 7% more for electricity. In a news release Thursday afternoon, the Nova Scotia Energy Board effectively approved Nova Scotia Power's rate hike request. Residential customers will start paying 3.1% more as of today, and another 3.9% on January 1st. Businesses large and small will also see increases of various amounts. Meantime, also a big increase at the pumps for the prices of gas and diesel. In Nova Scotia, Zone 1, gas increased by 7.4 cents. The minimum price now $1.91.7. Diesel increased by 2.5 cents. The minimum price now $2.15.5. In Prince Edward Island, gas also increased by 7.4 cents. The minimum price now $1.96.5. And diesel increased by 6.9 cents. The minimum price on the island now $2.31 a liter. And in New Brunswick, gas increased by 7.8 cents. The maximum price $1.91.3. And diesel increased by 4.6 cents. The maximum price $2.25.9 a liter. Significant road work on PEI's Confederation Bridge will now begin tomorrow. The resurfacing work will now begin Saturday, May 2nd. Traffic will be reduced to one lane within the construction zone. You'll also want to plan ahead if you are crossing. Drivers can expect delays of 30 minutes to an hour. Drivers also being encouraged to avoid peak travel hours. That's between 10 a.m. until 4 p.m. This work is expected to last 2 months. A fire has destroyed a business in Nova Scotia's Queens County. In a social media post, Loyal Prefabs in Brooklyn says Thursday's early morning fire resulted in the loss of their facility. The company creates modular homes. It says they're deeply shaken by the loss, but intend to rebuild. As we told you here yesterday, Nova Scotia RCMP temporarily closed down part of Highway 3 due to the fire. CTV News has reached out to local fire departments for more information. A vigil is planned for tomorrow at the RCMP branch in Stellarton, Nova Scotia, to mark 1 year since Jack and Lily Sullivan were last seen. As the 1-year anniversary approaches, RCMP spoke with reporters to assure the public it continues to follow leads and underline the message that misinformation is hampering that work, though that can be a tough line for people to try and navigate.
They were duty-bound to follow down all leads to either corroborate or uncorroborate that particular tip. It creates work for us that, of course, takes away from maybe better areas that we could focus on sometime.
In some person's mind, that may be real to them. They may not see that as something just getting in the way. They think something a lot of times rather than fact-based is something you actually know happened.
Last year, the Sullivan kids were reported having wandered from their home in Lansdowne Station. What followed was a multi-agency search, then a full-scale missing persons investigation. Despite the time that's passed, police still won't say whether this is an abduction or something else entirely. A business owner in downtown Halifax isn't very happy about more construction work on a busy street, just as business is starting to pick up after a long winter. For the second time in 9 years, workers are installing drains on Argyle Street. Business owner Philip Holmans says business dropped 75% the first time, and history is repeating itself.
We have nobody sitting inside because nobody wants to sit and listen to this. Like, it literally penetrates the whole shop. You can hardly talk to customers on the counter.
It was installed back in 2017, so it's been in place for almost 10 years now. It is reaching the end of its life a little earlier than expected, and the one that we're replacing it with is a bit more robust, so we're expecting to get some more time out of that one.
Philip Holman says his patio is usually out by now, but it will probably be a month or more before that happens right now. Finally, now is your chance to step inside one of the most iconic homes in television history. Can you guess it by the beginning? Now you see the stairs, you gotta know. The house featured on the Brady Bunch has undergone a retro renovation, so the interior matches the scenes filmed at Paramount Studios. So now the house is opening up for guided tours in what's being called the Brady Experience. The house was recently granted historic status by the Los Angeles City Council. And those tours, you won't have to wait long. They start on May 11th, but they'll run for just a limited time. Good news, it's all for a good cause as well. A portion of the proceeds will go to a local nonprofit dog rescue, which is supported by the home's owner.
Oh, that's awesome. What a great job they did replicating the set.
I know, so detailed.
You've not seen the Brady Bunch? Oh,
You've
gosh.
never seen even clips?
It's so fun.
Oh,
my gosh.
Iconic.
Wow.
I know what the Brady Bunch is.
You know what it is, yes.
We never watched it.
You never watched it.
It's in syndication. You can still watch it now. It's funny. It's a classic.
You can invite George Glass.
George
for a date.
Glass. That joke gets reused in so many things. Oh my gosh, you probably doesn't know what I'm talking about, but you would now because it actually, we love the movie Bridesmaids, right?
I love the movie.
And she says, she looks at the glass, she's like, his name is George Glass. That's from the Brady Bunch. Okay. It was originally done then. Anywho, let's bring us into the now, shall we?
All right.
Because it's time to announce the winner of our Kent Big Bucket giveaway for April.
Is it me?
It's not you. It will never be you, Brienne, because you're not allowed to win. But we'll let you know who did win. Okay, what you are winning is this fabulous prize. It's a 38-inch made-for lawn tractor worth $2,500. She is a beauty. The winner is... Dickerson of Shelburne County.
Oh, congratulations, Selma.
You are going to look so good on that amazing Hunter Green made-for lawn tractor.
Grab a boom box.
Oh, yeah.
See, I know that one.
Yes, you do.
That is right. That is say anything.
There are some beautiful, Shelburne County has some beautiful homes, and a lot of them have big yards.
We hope
so
you have
that's going to come in handy.
Gosh, Thelma is going to just
be the talk of
love
the
that.
town.
Oh, talk of the town. Yeah.
Congratulations. All right, still ahead this half hour, we're going to have the latest edition of the Garden Guide. And also right after the break, this is something the gardens love. Rain. They love to see that. Brienne has more details on how much rain we're going to get and how long it's going to last for as we take a live look at Port aux Basques in Newfoundland. We'll be right back.
It is 8:13, just turning 8:14. We are welcoming you back to Yarmouth, Nova Scotia, where we're continuing to see some rainfall for today. However, we are going to see that current temperatures are a little bit cooler than what we're used to seeing at this time of year. So as we take a look here at our temperatures, we are seeing cooler temperatures up in northern parts of New Brunswick. We will see an increase in temperatures as we head a little bit later into the day in Newfoundland and Labrador. However, pretty much staying the same for most of Nova Scotia for today. As we take a look here, we do have a couple of watches and warnings in effect. So we are going to continue to see the special weather statements as we head throughout this Friday. Significant rainfall, up to 50 millimeters of rain, and we are continuing to see those special weather alerts as well in effect. So rainfall warning, and we are going to see that significant rainfall continuing throughout the course of today, up to 60 millimeters of rain at times during thunderstorms. And we are also going to see those laissez-wet winds happening in the Shetty Camp area of Cape Breton, and that's going to be winds gusting up to 100 kilometers per hour coming from the southeast. So do take that into consideration because there could be water pooling as you continue your drive throughout the day today. Now, watching our forecasted timeline for right now, we are continuing to see that significant rainfall hanging around, and that's going to pretty much cover for the entirety of today. We are going to continue to see some extra rain hanging around into the evening and early hours of Saturday morning, especially in parts of Prince Edward Island and eastern parts of Nova Scotia, as well as up in that Bathurst and Miramichi area, which is why we're seeing that special weather statement has changed into a yellow alert. But that system is pushing out for Saturday, so we are going to continue to see some sunshine into Saturday. But for today, again, temperatures ranging from 12 to 6 degrees. We are going to see significant thunderstorms happening along that Bay of Fundy coastline, and then we are also going to see that rain continues on to Prince Edward Island, temperatures ranging between 7 and 11. Over in eastern parts of Nova Scotia, yeah, you guessed it, continuing rain, and that's going to continue throughout the rest of the province as well. So we are seeing those temperatures ranging from 8 to 14. Again, thunderstorms impacting into the region as well. Mostly sunny skies over in Newfoundland and Labrador, a little bit of rainfall in Labrador City as well as into St. John's. But for now, let's head over to Amanda for your look at national and international headlines.
Thank you, Brienne. Prices at the gas pumps are continuing to be very unfriendly to Canadian wallets. As we've been reporting throughout the morning, gas in the Maritimes increased by more than 7 cents a litre overnight. For a roundup on gas prices around the country and tips from experts on how to save heading into the weekend, we bring in CTV's Scott Hurst. Scott, can you give us a glimpse of what prices look like across the country this morning?
Good morning, Amanda. We turn the page on a new month, yet it is the same story when it comes to the frustration of gas prices. And this really is a shared frustration for so many of us right across the country, whether you're filling up there in the Maritimes, noticing that gas is nearing $2 a litre. It's a similar story here in Toronto, and even much higher if you go all the way out west in Vancouver. Depending on where you live across the country, drivers are seeing on average a spike overnight between 8 to 12 cents. And we all heard this by now. The war in Iran and the closure of the Strait of Hormuz is costing the global economy billions, and fears of the prolonged conflict in Iran are now driving prices toward record levels. And for Canadians, if the conflict isn't resolved in the weeks and months ahead, there's a significant concern, and a very real concern, and we've already started to see this, that inflation could once again tick upwards, and that'll continue to impact the price we pay, not just on gas, but a whole host of other items as well, Amanda.
And Scott, we know the federal government's excise tax holiday on fuel, that's been in effect for roughly 2 weeks now. Gas prices still continuing to go up. So what are experts saying about ways Canadians can save themselves a few bucks at the pumps?
Yeah, of course, every little bit counts right now when the price continues to go up and up and up. And according to experts, there are a few tips and tricks. And we might have all heard this before, but it's a good reminder. These tips and tricks could save you anywhere between 10 and 20% on your fuel cost. First and foremost, one of the easiest things to do is to check your tire pressure. Properly inflated tires on your vehicle. Make sure that they're at recommended levels, which is listed often on a sticker inside the door jamb. A survey last year found only about a quarter of Canadian drivers check their tire pressure monthly, as according to CAA, underinflated tires can reduce your fuel efficiency by around 4%. If a tire is underinflated, it has to work harder to get down the road. Unnecessary weight in your car could also be a drag on your wallet. According to the U.S. Department of Energy, an extra 45 kilos or 100 pounds in your vehicle can increase fuel consumption by up to 1%. Also, the way you drive can be costing you money. Experts say drive evenly to avoid hard accelerations or fast and hard braking. That could ease out the way you drive, and that can save money when it comes to what you have to pay next time you fill up. So, Amanda, of course, these are things that many of us might have heard before, but a good reminder when we're noticing that the gas seems to go up every time we have to fill up.
Every single time. A little bit can go a long way. Scott, thank you so much. Enjoy your weekend.
Thanks, Amanda. You too.
CTV Scott Hurst reporting live for us from our national newsroom in Toronto. A quick break here on Your Morning Atlantic. When we return, we'll have the latest edition of the Garden Guide. Please stay with us. We'll be right back.
Move Mornings with Aaron and Peter. Weekday mornings on Move 100. The most fun in the morning. And home of the $1,000 minute. Only on Move 100 Halifax.
The Garden Guide is brought to you by Halifax Seed. Growing for 160 years.
It's time for another edition of the Garden Guide. We're here at Halifax Seed with Emily Trigano. Nice to see you again.
Good to see you too.
It's a little chillier than it usually is this time of year.
It's a little crisp still, but there's lots of things we can still do in the garden. So that's what we're going to talk about today.
All right, so what do you have for us?
So first thing you do, you have to amend your soil. So after the winter we had, especially with all the snow, a lot of leaching happened and there's not a lot of nutrients for the roots to uptake in the soil. So amend your beds. I recommend getting some compost, some fertilizers, just add some really good macro and micronutrients to your soil no matter what you're planting. So whether you're planning on planting vegetables or right through to fruit and berries and flowers, absolutely add in some nutrients. So that's step one. Step two, if your ground is workable, plant some edible fruits. There's so many wonderful things you can plant. All the fruits that we're going to talk about today are all perennial, so they're going to last for years and years as long as you've planted them properly and keep them up.
Oh, it's the gift that keeps on giving.
It absolutely is. And it's so great to go out in the morning and pick a fresh strawberry or raspberry off of the, throw it on your cereal, you know, all the things. It's great.
Are they all pretty similar in how you plant them and grow them?
Everything is a little bit different. Okay. So here I have strawberries. So there are 20 individual strawberry plants in this bundle that I have right here. So you're going to plant the roots. Okay. Strawberries, you're going to want to make sure you plant in a spot that you don't mind being taken over. Often people will plant strawberries in a container. So they're kind of like mint. They're going to take over. So you want to be cautious of that.
So you said how many plants are here?
There's 20.
20. So how many strawberries could this produce?
You are going to get years and years worth of strawberries.
Wow.
It's going to be amazing.
Thousands of strawberries through the years.
There's also something like rhubarb. Rhubarb grows so well here in Atlantic Canada. And then my absolute favorite, I planted them last year, are the raspberry shortcake and the baby cakes, blackberry. It's a dwarf berry shrub. It's growing so well in a raised planter. You can put them in containers on your patio. So if you have a smaller space, these are wonderful.
Excellent. And how much watering do they need? How much care do they need once they're in the ground?
You always want to make sure that there is a moisture content in the soil. You have to figure out how much rain we're getting. If you have a lot of shade, the water is going to retain a little bit more in the soil. If you're up high, it's going to be a little bit windier, so the soil is going to dry out more. So it's one of those things where you want to understand what your own microclimate is like and go from there.
Excellent. It's always awesome to see you, Emily.
We'll see you next week.
We'll see you next week.
Great. Flashbacks to the strawberry farm when I was a kid. All right, it's 8:26 and we have a fantastic contest to tell you about right now. Wake up and win with CTV Your Morning. We could pay your bills with a massive $20,000. Imagine what you could do with an extra 20 grand. To enter, head to the contest page at ctvatlantic.ca or scan the QR code on your screen in a moment. Just enter that code word along with a bit of info for your chance to win the Your Morning $20,000 Pay Your Bills contest. See, there's the code word. It's rent. Enter that today and you'll have a chance to win. More chances begin up again on Monday.
And in the meantime, let's take a look here at your 3-day planner for the weekend. Yes, we are starting off with rainfall today. We are going to see some sun coming through, though, on Saturday, and then a little bit of scattered showers throughout central parts of the province. For Saturday into Saturday evening, we'll start to see another low pressure system push into the region, and that brings us to rain on Sunday. Over in Nova Scotia, we are continuing to see those showers heavy at times, especially along the coastline in Nova Scotia. We are continuing to see that same trend with the system moving fairly quickly and pushing out by Saturday. We will see some sunny skies as well as highs of 16. So get out there and enjoy your Saturday, because Sunday, yes, that low pressure moves back into our region and impacts us with some showers. Much the same over on Prince Edward Island. That rain falling for today, high of 9. That sun will come out, though, as we head into Saturday.
Still have this morning new toys for spring. We visit our friends at Brain Candy Toys to check out all the fun stuff they have in store, literally. And we hear that Crystal plays with the puppets as well. That's coming up in 15 minutes on Your Morning Atlantic.
Hey, good morning, Atlantic Canada. 8:31, 9:01 if you're in Newfoundland and parts of Labrador. And I think I would have been more surprised if you hadn't played with the puppets.
We didn't pick any puppets for the segment. I'm like, Darren.
Do you know
Is it okay if I go pick out some puppets? He's like, oh, yeah, sure. And of course, he was so happy. It was this one particular puppet that's sort of his special puppet. So you'll find out in a moment.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. Looking forward to that, especially for like the spring stuff.
Oh, gosh. It's a tradition in our family, no matter how old the kids are, to get spring toys in the Easter basket, bubbles and things like that. They are sitting there unused. When we'll be able to take the spring toys outside?
Not today.
Maybe Saturday, though. Saturday looks
Saturday.
nice.
Maybe Saturday, yes. Although we are, I don't know, is there sun coming through, or is that just fog in my imagination?
That's just hope
That's
up on the horizon.
Hope on the horizon. Yes, it's going to be a wet one, even at beautiful White Point. And we are continuing to contend with some fog this morning. That'll start to dissipate a little bit later this afternoon, but we are going to continue to see that throughout the majority of the Maritimes to start the day here. And we are going to see cooler temperatures as well. So a little bit colder than what we're used to seeing at this time of year. We won't increase all that much, especially in Nova Scotia and southern parts of New Brunswick, though we should see a little bit of an increase in temperatures as we head to the northern parts of New Brunswick and into Newfoundland and Labrador. We do still have that weather statement in effect, so significant rainfall between 30 and 50 millimeters of rainfall is possible for Cape Breton and central parts of New Brunswick. And then as we take a look here at our yellow level alert issued by Environment Canada, we are seeing Les Souhaite winds coming through. Those are gusting up to 100 kilometers per hour today. And then we are seeing significant rainfall, heavy at times, especially when thunderstorms are occurring a little bit later this afternoon. We could see between 30 and 60 millimeters of rain in certain areas. So just make sure you are taking precautions, especially on the roads and in low-lying areas, because hydroplanking can be a concern. Of course, I'll have a full look at that forecast coming up. But for now, let's head over to Amanda for your last look at local news headlines.
Thank you so much, Brianne. By this time next year, Nova Scotians will be paying 7% more for electricity. In a news release Thursday afternoon, the Nova Scotia Energy Board effectively approved Nova Scotia Power's rate hike request. Residential customers will start paying 3.1% more as of today and another 3.9% on January 1st. Businesses large and small will also see increases of various amounts. This will also cost you more. The price of gas and diesel increased at the pumps overnight. Here are the prices, beginning with Nova Scotia Zone 1. Gas increased by 7.4 cents. The minimum price now $1.91.7. And diesel increased by 2.5 cents. The minimum price now $2.15.5. In Prince Edward Island, gas also increased by 7.4 cents. The minimum price now $1.96.5. And diesel increased by 6.9 cents. The minimum price now $2.31 a litre. And in New Brunswick, gas increased by 7.8 cents. The maximum price $1.91.3. And diesel increased by 4.6 cents. The maximum price now $2.25.9 a litre. Significant road work on PEI's Confederation Bridge will now begin tomorrow. The resurfacing work will begin on Saturday, May 2nd. Traffic will be reduced to one lane within the construction zone. You'll also want to plan ahead. If you plan on crossing, drivers can expect delays between 30 minutes to an hour. Drivers also being encouraged to avoid peak travel hours between 10 a.m. until 4 p.m. The work is expected to last 2 months. A vigil is planned for tomorrow at the RCMP branch in Stellarton, Nova Scotia, to mark 1 year since Jack and Lily Sullivan were last seen. As the 1-year anniversary approaches, RCMP spoke with reporters to assure the public it continues to follow leads and also underline the message that misinformation is hampering that work, but that can be a tough line for people to navigate.
They were duty-bound to follow down all leads to either corroborate or uncorroborate that particular tip. It creates work for us that, of course, takes away from maybe better areas that we could focus on sometime.
In some person's mind, that may be real to them. They may not see that as something just getting in the way. They think something a lot of times rather than fact-based is something you actually know happened.
Last year, the Sullivan kids were reported having wandered from their home in Lansdowne Station. What followed was a multi-agency search, then a full-scale missing persons investigation. Despite the time that has passed, police still won't say whether this is an abduction or something else entirely. The province of New Brunswick is looking to bring more doctors into both health networks, expanding a program aimed at internationally trained physicians.
All in, we will have 44 graduates of this incredible program in a short period of time.
Premier Susan Holt, along with Health Minister John Dornan, welcomed a new group of doctors last night who have completed New Brunswick's Practice Ready Assessment Program, which helps internationally trained physicians become licensed and start work in communities across the province. The government also announcing it's expanding the program from 10 to 14 positions in an effort to improve access to primary care.
So each one of them will eventually take on a full roster of currently unattached patients. Every new physician we bring into this province, every new nurse practitioner we bring into this province helps ease the strain.
I already work as a professional doctor in Iran. I can say that, easily I can use my knowledge, utilize my knowledge and my experience from Iran and what I learned from the assessment, join everything together.
The province says internationally trained physicians already make up nearly 1/3 of doctors in the province, playing a key role in the healthcare system. Finally, talented design students in NASCAD were showing off for the professionals last night. The graduate show for the school's Master of Design program is called Afloat Together, and they welcomed industry professionals to drop by and check it out last night. Organizers say the so-called Industry Night celebrates the creative practices developed throughout the program.
I just got 2 awards from the Graduate Award 2026 of NESCA. First is Thrive, the second is the final award. My project is SO Care, and today the award really gave me confidence that designer can really give social value and make difference to the society.
The graduate show has been open to the public since Monday. You can check out A Float Together at the Mary Black Gallery on Marginal Road in Halifax for the next week, so you can see it for yourself in person as well.
All right. Earlier this week, we had the Seagull Sound Competition.
Yes,
a classic
we did.
every year.
Yeah.
Well, today we're throwing it over to the pigs.
Ooh.
Okay. That's pretty good. This was Estonia's first pig squealing contest. Now, participants each took a turn belting out their best swine-like sounds. There were squeals, grunts, and even an operatic oink. Let's remember, jury made up of representatives of the Estonia's pig farming sector. They were the judges of this. They judged the contestants on authenticity, power, and entertainment value. There were also some real pigs in attendance.
I wonder what the real pigs thought.
But this reminds me of the time that I got sent down to the principal's office for getting the whole class to start making animal noise.
You did that?
The only time.
What kind of animal noises?
Oh, whatever you wanted.
Whatever you wanted.
Shocked,
considering we do it on a daily basis.
Oh, it's fun.
Oh my God, I like the costumes too.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
Okay, it's not in our region though.
It's not in our region.
Not yet.
We might bring it to you, but for now, we're going to bring you the Market Food Court. So if you're looking for a tasty dish in Moncton, why not check out the Market Food Court? During the entire week from 10 a.m. till 4 p.m., head to the Moncton Market to enjoy a diversity of authentic cuisines from around the world. For a full list of farmers, talented artisans, and dishes, head to their website. And over on Prince Edward Island, Island Made Spring Market returns to Charlottetown this weekend, so the event raises funds to support PEI Cares, a local companion animal rescue. The event will be held at the Confederation Center of the Arts May 2nd from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. There will be over 60 local artisans featuring a curated collection from island creators. And finally, over in Nova Scotia, More Than a Will. Join Big Brothers, Big Sisters for More Than a Will, a free event providing education on better understanding wills, estate planning, and protecting what matters most. So the event takes place May 2nd from 10:30 a.m. until noon at 20 Alma Street. And there you have it. And if you have an event coming up, like a pig squealing competition, we want to know about it. Definitely that one. So send us all those juicy details to Your Morning Atlantic at ctv.ca. We'll be right back. Good morning, Fredericton. 8:43. 9:13 if you're in Newfoundland and parts of Labrador. And yes, it is a wet one, and that's how it's going to remain. Happy May, everybody. Yes, May 1st, this beautiful Friday is going to be wet weather as we head throughout the day today, but it's not a long-lasting system, so that's the good news. We are seeing a little bit cooler temperatures to start our day. As we head later into the day, we'll see a little bit of an increase, but not a whole lot. And we do have some weather statements in effect, especially in central parts of New Brunswick, as well as over into Cape Breton Island. Special weather statements. Significant rainfall is possible for today with that low pressure system that's coming through, as well as a couple of yellow level alerts. So we are seeing significant rainfall, heavy at times with thunderstorms entering the area. We could see up to 60 millimeters of rainfall during those heavy periods, especially along that Bay of Fundy coastline and the coastline of Nova Scotia. We are seeing those Les Suet winds as well, blowing southeasterly and gusting up to 100 kilometers per hour. So watching this system, yes, as you can see, blanketing the region pretty much for the majority of the morning into the afternoon as well. We are seeing a little bit of a reprieve in western parts of New Brunswick as well as Nova Scotia as we head later into the evening. And the system will continue to push out of the region as we head into the early hours of Saturday morning, although we will see a little bit remaining, which is why we're seeing that yellow level alert for Bathurst and Miramichi, as well as it's going to stay over in parts of eastern Nova Scotia and Cape Breton Island before pushing into Newfoundland and Labrador. So taking a look here at our temperatures for today, ranging from 6 to 12 degrees. Again, those thunderstorms and rain continuing. from 7 to 11 degrees. But that rain continuing for Prince Edward Island. And as we head over to Cape Breton, we are continuing to see cooler temperatures. And yep, that rain is continuing, much of the same story as we head into eastern parts of Nova Scotia. Thunderstorm activity also especially along that coastline. As we head over into Newfoundland and Labrador, we are seeing some scattered showers in Labrador City, but for the most part, we are seeing mostly sunny skies. As we head into the weekend, we will see, like I said, mostly sunny conditions for the Maritimes before some cloud cover comes through, and that system is being pushed over into Newfoundland and Labrador for Saturday. Into Sunday, then we'll start to see another low pressure system coming through. That one's going to hang around for the majority of Sunday. It's a little bit of a slower moving system, so this is going to be staying with us into Monday as well. So it'll be a good Sunday to go shopping, so why not check out Brain Toy Candy. We'll go to Crystal.
All right, we are in Bedford at Brain Candy Toys. I'm joined by friend of the show and shop owner, Darren Corning. He's challenged me to have as much fun as possible in this segment and tell you what's timeless and trending in toys right now. First off, this thingy.
We've got the Air Archer from On the Right Track Toys. It's got a nice soft tip on it for safe warfare in the backyard.
We don't want to put an eye out, but let's try to hit our cameraman, Mike.
Sure.
Okay.
Ladies first.
Ladies first. Okay, gentle, gentle. Oh, right in the stomach.
There we go. Got him.
Oh, we got him. We got him. All right.
He can't fight back.
He cannot fight back. Lots of fun. Okay, this next toy is all the rage right now. I love that you have it.
Yeah. Bucket Golf. They featured on a promotional show there a while back, and basically you're setting up a 3 or 9 hole golf course in your backyard. You're using a wiffle ball. Lowest score wins in golf,
like any golf game.
And the object is to either hit the bucket or get it in the bucket for a better score.
Okay, love that.
Yeah.
Okay, that's really, really cool. And then, okay, if you get it in the bucket, there's no score at all, right?
No score at all, yeah.
So, hole in one, if you will. Fantastic.
Absolutely.
Okay, red, very popular this season as well.
Yes, absolutely. So this is Billabo.
Billabo.
This is an imagination toy. This is whatever the child wants it to be. It's a sand toy, it's a bucket, it's a snow toy, it's a seat to spin around in.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
So much fun. Yeah, like this is a hoot. I would love this. Yeah. Just hop in there and just like let her rip on the driveway.
Right.
Oh my gosh, that's a good time.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a good one. Let's talk about some of my favorites. Okay, you have the biggest selection of these puppets. Is it Folk Manus?
Folk Manus is the name, yeah.
Okay, so this is the Bruce and Suji puppet. Very famous because we've been showing the Port Morion wildlife cam on our show. Look at that. Yeah. They're so beautifully made.
Wonderful. Yeah.
What's your favorite puppet?
Well, actually, this one's named after me. I don't know why the staff did that, but they named the donkey after me.
Baby
but
donkey
exactly.
puppet. They're so soft.
So nice.
I'm Darren.
Yeah.
I own Brain Candy Toys.
And then they also named this one after me whenever things need to get done around the store.
This was my favorite. Okay, show how it works. He's scared.
Yeah, he's scared. And now he's not.
No, he's not. Oh my gosh, like endless fun. Okay, another classic. This was my pick. You have tons of these little shilling toys, which are great, like, you know, even just as an add-on for a birthday gift.
Yeah.
I have one of these.
Great in the car.
At our house in Port Hood. We just, in the car, we just put this out and the guests just play with that for hours. I think I've had this thing for ages. Like, I love it. It's wonderful. Okay, moving on. Classic. I love toys where you can get outside and kind of blow a little stink off the baton.
Yeah.
Now, I am not a professional. It's hard to believe.
You throw it up in the air, see what happens.
You throw it in the air, see what happens? Love it, love it, love it.
I bought myself in the forehead many times.
This is my favorite move.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh,
there
yeah.
You go.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
The band is following you for sure.
The band is following me everywhere we go. We need one of these for the studio as well.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh.
Okay, this is anything with bubbles, and I know you have a wide variety, but
I'm just not good at it. You're amazing
Maybe
at
try it, because I do kind of pride myself as a bubble master. See?
Oh, there we go.
There we go. That's how it's done. Balls are always popular in the springtime. This one's one of the newer inventions in balls.
Yeah, so for the bigger kids, well, the little kids too, these bounce like crazy and they make a nice suction cup noise when you...
That's fun. And you won't hurt anything. Woo! That's really fun. We can really get this thing going. We can hit the ceiling if we wanted to.
We did, yeah.
We totally could.
Got a couple holes in the tile there for it.
And with the Artemis 2 mission?
Yep.
A moon ball is just a
Absolutely.
perfect thing. Okay,
Yep.
Not last but not least, this is this is really, really cool. I moved this onto the floor. It's heavy. It's incredibly well made.
Yep. Made in Canada.
What is it exactly, though?
It's Champion, so it's a beanbag toss. As you can see, I was playing there just a few minutes ago, and you saw all the perfect shots that I made.
The bullseye?
Off camera, of course.
Well,
So
this is the challenge to have as much fun as we can in this segment.
now that the pressure is on.
Okay. Oh, that's very good.
See.
Oh, my God. Oh, 100 points.
Nice.
And then, of course, the classic big wheel.
The big wheel. Well, the city's putting in all these big wheel lanes all over the city for people, so you may as well have one so you can roll around.
Oh my gosh, so awesome, Darren. I think we did meet the challenge of fitting all the things, and you have so many toys in this store that we couldn't show.
Games, puzzles.
Craft kits.
Absolutely, science kits.
Dolls, stuffies, educational toys. I love this place.
We do what we can.
Yeah, it's
right?
so much fun. Darren, thank you so much.
Thanks very much, appreciate it.
Such a pleasure. I'll have to buy the Darren donkey. Yeah. Bye. Bye.
Welcome back. It's the beginning of a new month, May 1st. Maybe you're teaching your kid how to ride a bike.
Oh, that's a challenging one.
It can. Bless my husband for how patient he was to get our son to learn how to ride a bike.
Nice.
But it is National Learn How to Ride a Bike Day, but I had us thinking for the Move Morning Chat, what is something that it seems like a lot of people know what to do, you just don't know how to do it. Maybe you were never taught. Let's hear what you had to say. Ann Beckwith says, I've tried to learn, but I'm believing it's more genetics. I or my sons and a couple of my nieces, we can't curl their tongue.
Oh, that is genetic.
Yeah.
That is genetic. I can. Can you?
Yes, I can. Brianne's doing it right now.
Yeah, all three of us can, but many family members of mine cannot.
Can't do it.
Interesting.
Peggy, Mahone Bay, something I've never learned to do is ski. I wasn't interested in my younger years, and now my older years, just watching it makes my knees hurt.
Especially moguls.
Good one.
Oh, yeah. Oh, it can be tough on the legs, too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Colleen says, for me, it's knitting, crochet, and cross-stitch. My grandmother's mother and sisters picked one or all up. I never did anything other than a bad version of a knit dishcloth.
Hey, Colleen, you and I are twins. Exact same.
It happens to the best of us, Colleen.
It really does. I'm sure that dishcloth still works. I don't know.
Exactly.
And when it comes to the bike, LJ says, unfortunately, I still can't ride one. And I've tried many times over the decades. My last attempt was 20 years ago. And I crashed through a rope fence instead of turning onto the driveway, sold the bike the next day.
Oh gosh, that's a tough one. It isn't easy to learn to ride a bike.
It is not. So whatever it is you're attempting to learn, we wish you the best of luck.
We do wish you the best of luck with that.
I just thought of another one. I'm really terrible at curling the back of my hair.
Oh,
yeah, like I really can't do a good job on the back of my head.
Well, good thing
I've
we don't
had
see
many
it.
tutorials from Brienne's tried to show me, Katie Kelly's tried to show me. Probably when you're watching those segments like a Brain Candy Toys, if I haven't had my professional blowout that week, if you look at the back of my head, it just looks like a rat's nest. I don't know how to do it.
Oh, that's so interesting.
You just have to pull your hair forward and then curl like from beneath.
Okay, I'm going to try that again. Try that again. Yeah.
Let's put some water in it. It's just...
Yeah, I'm just sort of I was a teenager in the 80s and 90s, and like it was just a lot more about the front.
Yeah.
A lot of attention to things.
That's
We
super
didn't care
fair.
about the back.
Yeah. No one cared about it. You don't pay attention back there.
Oh my gosh. Well, I guess we could do this last live. It's super quick. Child has an important message for the world. We need more whimsy.
And some of y'all need more whimsy.
Are you ready, Princess?
You gotta be more whimsical.
She wore this hiking.
Do something
and
silly.
I applaud it.
I applaud it.
This is the energy of Brain Candy Toys right here.
Yes.
More whimsy in the world, please.
Yeah.
Do it
also,
for the gram.
10 out of 10 for the outfit.
Exactly.
Great with the win.
Have a great weekend. Wear the hat with the princess fluffy thing on it, you know. Have a good one. It's windy enough, I'm
Spread
sure.
your wings.
Exactly.
Oh. Speaking of whimsy, oh gosh.